Wednesday. There you hump day. It's fucking the day of the hump. Welcome everybody. POS mornings. Me and Bobby. Now our show has an X, right? I'm so old. It's like the old. You used to call it Twitter back in the day, but X, POS morning. So if you're watching this, you want to get over there, get on that real quick before I say hi to Bobby and introduce him. Bobby and I've been talking about this starting next week. The first hour of the show will be on all these platforms we're here on. If you're watching us on X, if you're on through Bobby's or through the pages thing, if you're watching us through my Facebook, if you're watching us through any of those stuff, that'll be the first hour. At 9 o'clock, it'll just be on YouTube. The same show, just click over. So subscribe, like, become part of the channel. So that way you don't miss the second half of the show. We love you watching over there. If you want to jump on quick when you see it, that's great. But we want you guys over here. We want to build this base up over here. So with that being said, thank you very much for everything and good morning, Bobby.
Hey, good morning. If we hurry, I can still make Cheyenne.
Cheyenne.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
a
a
great
black
George.
lady?
Oh no, the exact opposite.
Oh.
When George Strait called home, his girlfriend broke up with him and was like, "You're too much of a rodeo man." And he's like, "That's okay, baby. If I hustle, I can still make the rodeo in Cheyenne."
Oh, it's a
It's
place. I thought because you sometimes in the mornings you go to that Indian market. I thought there was a black lady there who you shared donuts with. Like, yo, where that little
no.
motherfucker at? That motherfucker always eating the cream fill. I'm trying to get me some coconut cream.
Look of pure relief on Raja, the cashier's face when he sees me, not a school kid, in the morning. It's uncomparable. It's better tasting than the donut itself, just because I'm nice. The school's very mean. Also, the school locked itself the other day, like the track, so people couldn't run on it. And I get why is because they're doing their football minicamp, but then I saw their practice yesterday, and they should just be happy somebody was using the field as an athlete.
I do like your outlook on life, where usually it ends in you saying someone should be happy for something. And by the way, I've known you a long time. You're not usually happy about anything. So it's funny that you have that outlook for other people in dismal situations where you can't have it for yourself. Good morning, Kish. Good morning, V. V, you're right. Indian market in the morning not only sounds a terrible way to wake up, but also the worst morning show. It's like Indian market in the morning. Like I would, you know what? I guess I'd watch it like live for the market, and it's right away. It's like, look, a black came in. I followed him for 3 minutes
They
today.
do. Dude, they have it on like the cops in New York should take lessons from this Indian market because they follow those school kids around. But no, you're absolutely right. It would be like, sorry, Prakesh, your husband is dead, so we must throw you on the fire.
You and I both, our Indian accents slowly become Jamaican by the end. We, I don't know what it is, but the rhythm becomes like, it's like, oh no, you're the Rasta man who can't do the things. It's like, all right. It's like,
It's because
whatever.
they're making me horny for Indian people.
Yeah. Why are you talking like that? Like Bobby said yesterday on the podcast, he's like, that gay affect, you don't have to do that. Same thing with you Indians. Just talk like us.
Yeah,
Stop it.
come on.
You're all talking like that? That's dumb.
What, you saw one Apu sketch and you all sound the exact same?
Look, yeah, and your greatest Indian of all times is Hank Azaria.
Ugh.
Who are the top five Indians of all times? Like entertainment wise.
Russell Simmons.
Aziz.
Aziz would be number 2 in my book.
The jacked guy.
Yeah, from his
Camille Schmaka
girlfriend
Maka
chick
Maka.
movie. Yeah.
Is he the one that's in the White Castle?
No,
Who's that one?
Harold and Kumar.
Well, that's not their names though.
Yeah, it is.
No, well, it's Chinese.
That's the name of the actors.
No, but what's the guy's name?
Yeah, Harold and Kumar. Kumar's the Indian guy. Harold's the Chinese one.
No, isn't that their like Bill and Ted's Excellent? I thought that was just Minority Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and that's not their real name. It's Keanu Reeves and the blonde guy.
Yeah, but they're white, so they can remember new names. The Indians, you got to just keep one name for the director's sake. He can't keep yelling, "Hey, Indian man."
Did you ever hear that interview about somebody was talking? I forget who it was. Somebody who'd worked with Tony Danza, and they were asking about his acting, and he was like, Yeah, Tony Danza had to only play people named Tony because every time they would say a different name, he wouldn't turn around.
Yep, it was Nick Mullen. I know the exact interview.
Okay, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
I knew
because
it
he
was
was
something
on it.
nuts.
You ever notice his name's just Tony?
No. Okay, that was a comedy thing. No, for real. Like somebody, a real actor who worked with Tony Danza was like,
Oh,
when he would go for auditions, he would be like, "Well, the character's going to be called Tony, right?" And he started putting that in contracts and things because like he's just such a bad actor that they'd have to. If they said Tony, he'd go, "Yeah," and he would do his thing. But if they didn't say Tony, like Steve, he wouldn't realize it was for him, and he'd be like, "So like, fuck it, you're Tony." You're Tony in Taxi. You're Tony in fucking, Who's the Boss? You're Tony in the garbage kicking, field goal licking, son of a gun, whatever the fuck that movie was.
one of my favorites, Garbage Can Kicker.
Garbage kick. But the name
Because
of
he
the
had
movie
that
was
stupid
ridiculous.
fucking lever that wouldn't work,
Mm.
but somehow he can hit field goals at the perfect angle.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong is definitely up there ahead of some of those guys.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, he would be up there. What's the Slumdog Millionaire kid?
Kumar.
Okay, good for him. You know what? I like that he took his money, moved through America, and became a film star. That wouldn't even
He
make me
did.
mad. And then for
By the way,
somehow ended up working
Good.
on the Biden administration.
who's
Not Biden,
who's their
Obama.
who's their best woman? Oh, fucking Mindy.
Mindy would be up there. I got to be honest. There are
Remember
a lot
when
of
everybody was
attractive-
telling us she was funny? It was like a whole year. Oh, she's fucking great. She's on that other show you hate, New Girl. You know that show with like it should be called Two Homos, a Wayne Brady and a lady. It's like, now we're calling it New Girl.
She was that. She was The Office, and then she had her own show where she was like, "Hey, I wasn't annoying enough as a side character. I'm gonna take that annoying personality and then make it 30 minutes worth of just making you want to puke."
You know what her new show is called?
No, tell me.
I do remember this because it was the dumbest name ever. Because she was Mindy, and it was a project, so they just called it
Yeah.
the Mindy Project. That's a name that's gonna get me to fucking pay attention to your goddamn show. Oh, good, you're the Mindy Project.
So
Great.
Mindy's allowed to do it, but Kumar wants to go to White Castle, Pat, and it's a problem. That's not his real name anymore. He was the health advisor, Pat, to the Obama administration. He went to Kumar, got hired by Dr. House, and then started working for the national government.
When is she hot?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, when was he working for the government? Be like 2008
Oh, no.
2012.
No, come on, V. Get out more. That's not. Ugh. I don't need to yuck a lady. That lady was yuck. That lady looked like a toad. That's not a
The
good time.
new girl lady, who's her best friend, not Mindy, is actually
Zoe Deschanel.
Zoe has a best friend who plays like a supermodel in the show that dates one of the gay guys that she lives with. That girl's kind of hot.
I don't think she's Indian. I do think she's Middle Eastern, but I don't think she's Indian.
Now we're gonna start mincing hairs.
Yep. For doing
Mincing
it.
overly curly beard hairs.
She wasn't hot when she was younger, V. Shut the fuck up. They don't age well.
Zoe is hot.
No,
I
I don't.
can't fight with you there.
I think she's cute. I wouldn't go hot. The same way I listen, but cute in a really good way. Like what's her name? Fuck. Now I'm gonna say her name. Who's
Perry.
Anna Kendrick?
Okay.
I think she's pretty. I think she's attractive. She's cute, but she's not hot.
I didn't like her OCD how she always had to clap that cup whenever she sang.
Well, she always was looking for that other girl to share the cup with. Yeah, it's like,
Fucking
they had a
No.
good time with that cup. It's a good time. So, how are you, sir? How was your evening yesterday? What were you up to?
I'm doing all right. I went for a run. I think God hates when I run because then I can't breathe like I'm George Floyd. But other than that, life is good. How about you? Anything fun happened in your world?
Yeah, I went to some open mics. Zoe's marrying a property brother. Look at Blaze with the gay ass news. We're getting new reporters all the time. Breaking gay news. Why does Blaze know this?
Without giving too much away from Blaze's life, there's a chance that financially he was also interested in Zoe.
Wait,
Like
you
they
could
may have
just
been
buy her?
no, but they may have been running in similar circles. Like I would imagine Blaze has outbid the property brothers on a couple of assignments. He's a property mogul.
Okay, yeah, great. I know I've competed with people for like comedy spots and things like that. I didn't know their dating life because I'm straight.
Sometimes another one of those comedians you're competing with the spot for is also, and so you're like, I need to learn all about this. This is the competition. This is the
Why would you?
scouting
Good
report.
morning, Stormy. How are you? You don't, dude. Okay. Why would you ever need to know any of that? I know so many comics. That's all they talk about. Like yesterday, the mic. Anyway, I'm talking to other comics, and they're all telling me about this person that before the show, and I'm like, "Do you guys have 5 minutes?" And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Your focus is fucking crazy." So I just real quick, you guys open night. I was a bit of an asshole at the open mic last night, and I should admit to this. I was a touch. I went to two mics, but the first one I went to, there was a young comic there, and he's a nice enough guy. He's kind of nuts, and I've talked about what he did before on here. Remember, right? A couple weeks ago, I talked about the comic who was in the contest at Last Comic Standing, and he put a stool on his head.
I do.
Okay,
Put stool on
that
my head.
guy's
Don't call me a stool head.
right. That guy's been known to do the stool things, that whatever. So I get to the mic and I'm just chatting with a comic I haven't seen in a while, Mike Massaro, who's going to be opening for both of us on in Weathersfield at the end of the month. So I was like chatting with him, talking about the show, and I'm like, I'm excited about it, to be fun. And this other young comic comes up to me, like he's a nice kid, he's newer, he's got like a little stutter, he's kind of a bit autistic, and he walks up kind of weird. We've been friendly, and I kind of know who he is, but he can't. He just taps me and he whispers in my ear, and it was weird. He's just like, imagine that Mike, the guy I'm talking to, is a beautiful woman. And I like, what? And then Mike said, what do you say? I don't know, he fucking, and I can see behind him is this guy, Tyler, the one who puts the stool on his head and does weird shit. And I was like, oh, it's fucking you. And he goes, the guy goes, he goes, how'd you know I said it? I go, because he wasn't funny. So everybody was kind of like, whatever. I'm just being a dick. I'm not being an asshole. I'm busting balls back. You fucking had a guy whisper in my ear to look at a man gay. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what's happening here. But then he kind of like just kept like being weird and odd and just straight like normal. So when I went up first to do the mic, and I had one thing to work on. So I tried to work on the thing. I do that, and then I was like, I point to the kid, and I'm like, hey, dude, next time you're in a contest, maybe just do your jokes, not put a fucking stool on your head, fucking put your shorts down over your legs. I go, and I told the whole story of it. I was even saying like how I was sitting with another comic, and it was Mother's Day, and the guy was like, he was just trying so hard. He's like, my mom's dead. Like he even said afterwards when I was done my set, he's like, I don't think I ever said that. I'm like, you absolutely did. And I'm sure, he goes, my mom's not dead though. I go, yeah, dude, you lie about everything. Like you try so hard for attention that you're just yelling out things for jokes. And you don't even remember what you're fucking saying. So I was like, you said that, because he always got the stool on his head. So I was like, and your mom's saying that, she's not alive anymore. Do you think her dying wish, she kept trying to tell you that you should kill yourself, but you're so dumb that you kept putting the stool on your head and the rope on your feet and you're fucking it up and you can't even do that right?
God.
And everybody's kind of laughing at that. And, I'm good at what I do. So I'm just doing 4 minutes of that, talking about how at one of my comedy shows, I let him be on a showcase one time and he showed the audience fucking porn on his phone. So, and I talked about that, and it was we were leaving. One of the other comics texted me and Andrew Alfredo and said, "Holy shit, we just had to yell at him because he went to go do it again." And we're like, "Dude, there's a 17-year-old kid performing at the open mic. Please do not. We're all going to jail. Like if you show this kid porn in a restaurant, we're fucked. Like do not show porn." And I saw that he tried to tag the kid tries to be funny. He tried to tag me in something and said, in my stories, he's like, Pato showed porn to all these people on his phone at a comedy show and tried to blame it on me. And I was like, do I even yell at this? Or do I even say to the kid, hey, in reality, it was the only time ever this place I put a show on at, a showcase that I let you guys perform at, came up to me and said, this guy can never come back and we can't have shit like that. I could have lost a room where I make money because this idiot can't write a fucking joke. He thinks it's funny to show people porn on his dumb phone. And it's just like, so I made jokes instead, kind of, and I didn't do it. It's not like there was an audience member. To be honest, and I hate this mentality, but I'm gonna say it. I wouldn't have done it if there was a female comic in the room. I wouldn't have made, even if he's not. It's the old school mentality. Maybe he's gay, doesn't date women, whatever. I don't know anything about him, but I wouldn't have tried to like make him look bad in front of anything besides other comics who know the act, who got the jokes I was saying and everything, because they've all seen him do it a million times. Like, I was killing with the stupid thing I just said now about a guy. And then he was pissy. But probably shouldn't have been that way, whatever. And then I went to the next mic and I paid for it because right before the mic, they had a local white rapper who said he's going to open for Redman. I don't think that's going to happen. His name is Mike Tastic, or it was something like that. Mike.
Oh no.
It was something like that. So I called myself like Pat Tastrophe, or like, and then I was like Pat the Logical Liar, and then I was like, it was like just stupid. So I went up and I said, "Hey, I really like that you took your talents of being a tiny white guy and autistic and put it together to rhyme a bunch." On my Facebook, I even put a video quickly of him rapping because they had a live feed to someone's Facebook channel because they were going to help promote his rap before our show. An open mic with 7 people. So the guy goes on his live feed and puts it up on the TV screen in the place. So we're watching it here as it's to the left of me. And I was like, oh, this is good. So yeah, my night was fun, but I worked on material and I had a good time hitting mics. And there was this dope grilled cheese place right next door, and they give you soup as the dip.
Ooh,
so like instead of getting like ketchup, you have 4 choices about it. There's like 20 grilled cheeses. You get tomato basil, right, which is going to be the number one go-to. You'd think to most people. Tomato basil, chili, not a bad move. If you got a hearty, it's not just grilled cheese. There's ones with meat and stuff. A hearty one, you could do that. There's broccoli cheddar, a little maybe too much of the cheese, but I can see it. And then, dude, just cheese. Melted cheese. You can dip your grilled cheese in fucking cheese. That's too much cheese.
There's so much to digest, pun intended, with what you've told me about that grilled cheese place that summarizes everything I think of Connecticut. For starters, the base that goes with your grilled cheese is ketchup. If you leave that state, Pat, the whole country just eats tomato soup with their grilled cheeses. Also,
yeah, but I don't like ketchup, so I was very happy it was soup.
Oh, no. I'm saying the rest of the world, you wouldn't have that problem. They would look down on you. They'd go, "What are you, from Connecticut?" if you tried to put ketchup on your grilled cheese.
Why is that? I'm trying to get the joke, but why is it Connecticut?
That's where you're from, and that's where this grilled cheese.
Right, but this is like this is a franchise, so but,
does it leave Connecticut?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Dude, I'm guessing there's a lot more bougie grilled cheese restaurants in like the West Coast than there is in Connecticut. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. This was the focus that you personally.
I understand. And I'm not trying to defend Connecticut, but you constantly go with this like bougie rich thing. Dude, I was in an area that there was 4 shootings at this open mic. The grilled cheese place there's nothing fancy or white about it. I was the only white person in the grilled cheese place. The woman who served me grilled cheese looks like she won 4 Kenyan races. You know what I mean? There's nobody white in this place.
I'm not saying. I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying here. I think it's the opposite of bougie. I think it's trashy.
The soup?
No, the fact that you were surprised that soup comes with grilled cheese.
No, it's not. But no, because you're not getting me. It's
not
in a bowl. It's not in a bowl that you can eat the soup. It's the dip like ranch. No, but it's only coming in a small thing. No, that's what I think is weird. Like, why would you want soup in just a dip cup? I'd want soup. Why would I want a shot of soup? Who the fuck does shots of soup? You don't go to a bar and ask for a shot of fucking pasta fagioli. You just fucking do a shot of booze and you go eat soup when you're sad afterwards.
I guess that makes sense.
It was fucking. It was $12 for the sandwich I got. And they came with the soup and like a little thing of barbecue chip. The cheapest sandwich there, I think, was $10.
Oh, that's bougie.
And they had dessert sandwiches, and they had all. And the whole street, even though the street has nothing but crackheads and people with AIDS, they were celebrating Pride. They had a rainbow grilled cheese.
Well, I mean,
I was not going to try that.
They have AIDS.
They didn't have AIDS grilled cheese.
Nah. I apologize. I didn't mean to derail your momentum.
Just every time you're from incest Pennsylvania by ways of fucking buttfuck Tennessee. And then you always shit on Connecticut. Yeah. We don't fuck our cousins. At least you have 2 cousin fucking places.
Yeah, because your cousins are too ugly to fuck. I've been to Connecticut, dude.
Which one part? And it's better than anywhere you've lived.
No, took me 30
Oh
minutes to
God,
get a
yeah.
tuna sandwich from a Subway.
Per capita, people, rich people move here and they move away from where you're at. They thought they made it when they come here from where you're at.
And it took them 30 minutes to make it. It being my tuna sandwich at Subway. Not the best people in the world. This, if you're
Right, but
asking
then
why
they
I don't
moved
like
here.
Connecticut, it has everything to do with that 30-minute sub at Subway. It's called fast food for a reason.
You're not getting called out of the fucking shit minor leagues for making tuna. You better make a better. You better have a soup dip, asshole. That's what you need to have to move out. That's how that Kenyan girl made it.
Definitely possible. Connecticut may have some pretty ladies, V, but they're all very close to other states, like just across the border.
You know, the middle has good ones because that's where our methadone clinics are.
Okay, I didn't think about that. All right,
yeah,
that's where the clinics are.
They are literally in Middletown, and that's the middle town.
That's pretty brilliant.
In Middlesex County, because we just like to tell you where shit is. It's in the fucking middle.
We have blue ball, intercourse, all those fun states.
You don't have blue ball or intercourse
in Pennsylvania.
Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Intercourse, Pennsylvania. Where? Pull it up on a fucking map. Where's Intercourse, fucking Pennsylvania?
Intercourse, PA.
Don't show me anything gross though, because you know what I saw on fucking and I wish I had to go through it about was it like about 6 months ago? So I hope it went well for him. But I saw on fucking X, Twitter, whatever the fuck it is, that Bob Levy had a colonoscopy, and someone made a picture of Bob Levy's head inside an anus. And I had trouble. I had trouble sleeping. It's a fun art thing, but like I wish him well. I hope it went well. But Bob Levy's head being the corn coming out of a poop hole is not the thing I need to see.
No one needs to see that.
Oh, you're showing me an actual map.
Yeah.
I can't fucking see this.
So we zoom out, right? And then we zoom in. PA. Right.
Intercourse?
Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
All right. Let's do real things.
Yeah, let's do a real story. Hopefully none involve the National Train Museum of the United States, because you're not going to like where that's located. It's intercourse.
The National Train Museum?
Yes, and I'd like to think the pun is there on purpose.
Oh no, we have because in Connecticut we have the what's the thing that's in San Francisco, but for some reason it's trolley.
Homeless
the
people.
National Trolley Museum, not gays or AIDS. The National, not shitting in the streets. No, none of those things. The National Trolley Museum is here.
Ugh.
It's in East Haven.
Do they even have a lot of trolleys in East Haven?
No, there's none. I don't even think there
yeah.
ever was. It's just it's by the green kind of to the left. You can just walk over there and see it. Yep, Stormy likes it. Trains and intercourse. Bird in Hand, Pennsylvania. Terry, that's not real. Bird in Hand. Good night. That's the place. That sounds like a Native American guy.
Craziest names. Did you see Linux's big faux pas yesterday, where they tweeted, "Most trains run on me. Most trains get run on me." And then they had to be like, Linux, the official Linux account. And
no,
somebody was like, I'm from Lithuania. Sorry, I didn't understand the English implications here.
Oh, speaking of foreigners fucking up, I don't mean to shit on your former place of hanging out, but Anthony Cumia didn't do a show yesterday, and everyone knows who promoted that there'll be no show today because they wrote there'll be no TASC. And everyone's saying, "Hey, Luby, learn how to fucking spell." Like all the comments. It's it was the Anthony Shokumia. Is that we're missing? The Anthony Shokumia?
Jesus.
No, it's the Anthony Shokumia. We are not having the Anthony Shokumia today.
He would hate that even more. He would doubly hate that. He'd be like,
all the immigrants taking our job.
He's already mad enough that the maid gets to work there now. He's like, why is the maid on the shows? I already gave the sloppy red one a job for no reason because she tried to blow my other boss. Why the fuck would I give the maid a fucking show? I already let the gay one pretend like he's straight with that fucking stick figure. Why would I give the maid a show? No comment, Bobby. Brr, brr, brr. All right, let's do some stories.
I'm just
You
trying to
can't- no,
take
you
the high
can't.
ground.
No, you can't. I'm singing that in a good way. You can't do no. You can't comment.
Let's do some
can.
stories. Yeah, you can say whatever you want. I'm not gonna stop you.
Why would you give the maid a show? Iowa has a town called Climax. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
As a kid, I always thought Hell, Arizona was hilarious. Go to hell, like, as a kid, it's a good 8-year-old joke.
It's a brilliant 8-year-old joke.
That's killer. You should go to hell, Mom. What? What do you say? Hell, Arizona. It's nice.
When hell freezes over, and then you show them a picture on Christmas, and you're like, "It's 31 degrees in hell, Mom."
Yeah, and you should go to Buttfuck, Idaho. Like, wait, is that a place? Yeah.
Yeah, there's this bar there, and boy, they do not like it when we call it buttfuck.
They hate buttfuck. There's no buttfuck Fridays, but they also said every day's Friday when you're here. Am I going first?
Sure, you can. I've got something. What do
Okay.
you want to do?
You like parties? You like parties that get turned up, if as they say in the kids' moves?
I mean, sometimes, yeah. Who doesn't like the occasional turning up on a Tuesday?
Every neighbor of these people. Thank you for
boy.
leading the story, Bobby. Neighbors fuming over rowdy Wet Dreams themed pool party that drew hundreds in Tony Hood. Residents of a is that they say Chai, Maryland neighborhood were left fuming after a raucous pool party seemingly drew hundreds of revelers to their streets for a hours-long booze fest. They put it on Eventbrite, and they called it the Wet Dreams themed pool bash. It took place at the Stapleford Hall, $1 million brick McMansion listed on Airbnb and all that shit. If you went out the side door, it was beyond decibel acceptance level. Mindy Farber, another Mindy of Rockville, said about the gathering. And there was one. It was not immediately clear how many people attended the party, but local officials told the reporter of the story that at least 1,000 people may have dropped by for a taste of the action. A next door video. Is that porn? Next door video? That sounds like porn.
That would be a good porn company. I think it's the Chinese version of Ring doorbells.
Oh.
But you just spy on your neighbors.
Door? Oh, hello. I can't. That's the commercial. You go, knock, knock. Ooh, hello. And he's just yelling, where the fuck you order food, and then I come with food. You not here for food. And then they go, are you having problem with right people answering the door? Here at Next Door, we see you all the time. We look into your window. From a window to the wall.
Is your neighbor committing violations of our social societal code? Would you like to snitch on them? Then get Next Door, where you can spy on your neighbors to earn your own social rewards.
Next Door, we have a happy ending for you. For everyone who signs up for Next Door, we jerk off your penis.
Come meet Robert Claft.
Someone's like, you didn't have to say jerk off penis. They know what it means. He's like, sometimes you gotta tell these stupid white people what to do. It's like, the camera's still on. I'm like, oh,
It's calculus.
The cameras are on. Next Door, he's watching us. No. But Next Door video provided to a local outlet showed what looked like dozens of cars lining the quiet street on the night of the party. And you're thinking, Pat, this isn't really a great story, loud party, whatever. There's a quote in here. I wasn't going to use this, but there's a quote coming up pretty soon. So I'm just letting you know that's why I'm doing this. Our house wasn't shaking, but you could almost feel the sidewalks. It was almost an earthquake effect, and there were fireworks going off for an hour. If they fell out of a house, it wouldn't have been it would have been a major fire. So like they're saying, like, hey, there's hazards here. You know what I mean? Everything that's going on. It wasn't insanity, but it did feel like if you didn't know what was going on, you thought like there was an earthquake or something.
But it was Linsanity. Oh no!
Oh, hello, Next Door. Kobe Bryant, why you brush me off? I could do the pray. There were people screaming during the course of the music. You know what they were screaming, Bobby?
We want sex.
Close. Where are the whores?
I didn't realize I was at a party in Rockville last night.
I know it's
my
saying it's a
opening
lot
line.
of people. I know they're saying a lot of people. In my heart, I hope it's one guy. And he's just sitting there and he looks kind of like Stavros and he's just like, where are the whores? I thought we were getting whores. Great. Food's great. Drinks are great. Whores? I thought that we ordered whores.
We had a dude in college. His name was Abe. and he was very tall and skinny, and he had graduated like 2 years before I got there. So all that was left of his memory was like caricature that all the brothers had painted one year, and his just said, "Where are the white women at?" So we were all like, "Oh man, this guy's gonna be awesome when he shows up." And Abe was white, by the way. So he came back for homecoming party. We're like, "Here comes Abe's signature line." He screams, stops the music. "Where are all the white women at?" And we're all like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Get out, because I only like black bitches." Complete plot
Oh
twist.
no. Were there black bitches there at all?
No.
Well, they don't like him then.
Well, I mean, his
Um,
wife. His wife was
Oh.
black, but other than that,
Oh, she was a black bitch.
yeah, I mean, she was definitely a bitch.
Well, I'm saying, like, she must
I
have
can't
liked
confirm the
part of
color of
that.
her skin.
She's like, I appreciate the loyalty to the black part, but the bitch part you could left out.
Well, and I think I've said this before. It was engineers, architects, and scientists. So how do you think the Chinese would have felt?
Engineers.
No, that's the point. There were no engineers.
That's a real engineer over there. I get it, Bobby. That's what they called them. That's why it was called the Underground Railroad, because it was run by engineers.
There you go. And here it was. I thought it was because that bitch got hit with an iron, so she looked like a train.
Are the whores next door? They could be. You could be there nevermore. I think Stormy could be a rapper like that guy at the comedy show.
Probably better. More than 7 people
By the
would
way,
show up for Stormy.
The person who was being interviewed and said the person was yelling, "Where are all the whores?" The next thing they said was, "It was very provocative." I don't think that's the right word for it. I know that provocative you can use in sexuality and things of that nature, but provocative kind of means there's a little bit of subtlety to it. It's a little bit of like class, something like that. It's very sensual. Yelling out, "Hey, where's the fucking horse?" is not provocative.
Also, like, if it was provocative, it would imply that there were whores there. And they would have been in such a no. I'm saying, and they would have been in such a number that the young man would not have had to yell, "Where are the whores?" He would have just walked out and been like, "Here are the whores." That would have been his yell.
Maybe he has like a improv group, and that's what they do.
Then I
He's
felt,
like,
I know
"Where
who the
are
piece
the
of
whores?"
shit-
They go, "Here are the whores. The whores are here. They're coming through the door. Where is the whore? She's over on the floor. There is a whore. She'll fuck you, make you snore. There is the whore." And they have a song.
I know who the piece of shit is then if he's in an improv group.
Yeah. Well, he's yelling, "Where are the whores?" because he's gay and he's trying to cover up.
Oh,
'Cause he's in an improv group.
All right. Well, then
Where are those whores? Where are those pesky whores
Sweetie, where are the whores you promised?
with their tits hanging out? That's not right.
And their gross vagina. I mean, their lovely vaginas.
That's a lovely, lovely vagina. The owner of the property did text the neighbors ahead of the event saying that there would be about 300 guests with shuttle buses and off-duty cops. So he had let the people know that owned the place it was fine. "I'll be present to oversee the activities and make sure they don't get out of hand," part of the text read. The homeowner added that they hope to host at least one big pool party per month through October in order to offset inordinate legal costs, the outlet explained. "I think everyone has the right to throw a party on their own property," said another neighbor who declined to give his name. But he said his nickname is Guy Who Fucks Whores.
Big whore fan, 442 said.
It's muddy when you're renting that place out or you're selling that property for other people to use that aren't necessarily accountable to what happens in the neighborhood, they added. The for-profit party also violated several policies. As of Monday night, the Department of Permitting Services and Department of Health and Human Services have both been issued violation notices of the property, citing illegal use of the residence for commercial purposes, as well as for the unlicensed short-term rental and unpermitted enterprise activities. And it's a big fucking nice house. It really is. Where's this part here? Sorry. Here we go. Stapleford Hall is owned by whatever the people's names. When reached out by phone Tuesday morning, the owners explained that he is separated from his wife and was not involved from the party. So I think he needed to do that. If you're getting separated from your wife and there's a party for whores at a house, you have to be like, "I didn't know anything about the whore party at our house we're trying to sell in this divorce." It's not like I was there pretending to be a couch so people would sit on my face or anything. That wasn't me at that place. I'm just over here trying to care for my kids we don't have. That's not me.
Because you were, I don't want to say this with any negativity, man, but you were a whore and your womb is polluted. So that's why we don't have any kids and I'm all alone.
Yeah. And I didn't mean to call that one black bitch negativity, but hey, sometimes you got to call her something when she's not being nice. Is that a term? Like in what's it called? The Urban Dictionary? Negativity, but you change the E and an I, and it's just like, whoa. That's a little sassy. Why you show me such blanketivity?
That's her name.
You ever see that clip where Shaquille O'Neal is fucking shouting out one of his kids for their birthday, and Charles Barkley goes, "Why all your kids got messed up names? Don't any of your kids got regular names?"
Charles Barkley does not give a shit.
Oh fuck! On national television, fucking it's a basketball preview show. Don't your kids got regular names? Yeah, of course, Shaquille O'Neal. It's become part of the zeitgeist, so we think it's normal. When he first came out with that name, like, what is he, a Dr. Seuss rhyme come to life? I'm a 9'2" giant black guy. My name rhymes like in the sky. I'm Shaquille O'Neal. My name's for real. His name was a Fushnikin.
I just remember my grandpa. I don't know if anyone in your family was like this, but the Irish surname that he had was Gordon. Gordon.
Yeah.
So anybody with that last name was somehow related to us. Jeff, Melvin, and when Shaquille O'Neal joined the NBA, my grandpa tried to be like, he's Irish.
Yeah, we owned him.
How do you think he got so big and good at putting things in holes?
In the town I grew up, we didn't have many black kids. Whatever. One family we had two of our best players, obviously, on our football team, and they went on to play like high level college, all that stuff. But they had a very Irish/Scottish last name, and every white kid was like, "They probably got owned by Irish people." It's like, no, they just have that last name. It's like they weren't owned by it. But then again, there's a lot of Washingtons and Jeffersons and Lincolns and all them. They're all hanging out in the world, and most of them aren't white now. But after news of the raucous event went public, he filed for an emergency injunction to prevent further events, which was granted last week. Elizabeth Burgess, the wife, did not immediately respond to the Post request for a comment. Who's the piece of shit in the stories? The guy of this family not talking to his now separated wife by allowing this place to be rented out Airbnb style, knowing it was going to be a big raucous, like, let's get wet party. Is it the guy who called up over Airbnb and goes, "Hey, I want to throw a let's get wet party. You guys cool with that? We're going to have whores. We're going to have fucking good times. We're going to do that stuff." Is it the neighbors? The neighbors fucking going, "Oh, you're going to have fun in a giant house with a huge yard like rich people?" You ever watch a fucking show in the 80s? Every movie in the 80s, what happens? Rich people are like, "We're going away on vacation. Now you, Junior, don't throw any wild parties." And guess what Junior's going to do? Throw a wild party with whores and Rodney Dangerfield and fun. And then at the end, they try to clean it up. There's hijinks. They think they got away with it. And then you find a dead hooker under the couch and like, wah, wah. And then that's the movie. Willie Ames is in it. It's a good time. That's all they were trying to do. Have fun with whore. So what if is it the people that were yelling, "Where are the whores"? Maybe get a different chant. Maybe try to be a little more subtle. If you're not saying shh, be quiet, but even if you're like, you guys can make any noise you want, you're yelling, "Where are the whores?" It's never going to end up well. And guess who doesn't like that? The whores. They're like, yeah, we know our job and we know what we do, but you don't have to be so blatant at it. You know, when you need a janitor and you go, "Get over here, janitor." He's like, "All right, I'm still Steve. You don't have to call me janitor." You know what I mean? Just because I clean up goo like the whores do, we have names like Tiffany and other Tiffany and third Tiffany and Mindy. So that's who we are.
Why? Cindy with an I.
Like, why are you here? Who ordered the Indian lady? What the fuck?
Why, as in you are not a whore? That's what I'm looking for.
You're not allowed to be a whore. We have to kill you, put a burqa on your face, and you have to get fucked through a hole in the sheet like a Jew. Anyway,
throw you on the fire after your husband dies. The piece of shit for me, Pat, the neighbors. The fucking neighbors.
The ones that complained, because there was ones that didn't complain. So, yeah.
That complained. Like, just let people have a good time. If it's the husband trying to get back at the wife, that's a little sad, but it's not enough to make him a piece of shit. It's his property, and he's trying to offset the legal costs of the expensive divorce. He said it in the paper. you shouldn't yell, "Where are the whores?" But that's also so far from some of the most offensive things you could yell that it's like, be glad they weren't yelling other things. You know what I mean? Like, he could have been,
Yeah.
"Where are the ends at?" He could have just yelled that. That would have been a
Engineers.
real engineers. Yeah, exactly. But not said engineer. You know what I mean? That would have been bad. But also, like, your neighbor's having fun. You're rich. You have enough property line. Don't stress about it. You know what I mean? It's going to be once a month. Plan accordingly. You're rich. Go to your beach house in the Hamptons.
Never V, because I think Bobby will. We don't always agree on everything, but I get the next door neighbor fetish because it comes from when you're younger. You know what I mean? That's what because you don't know the whole world. You know what? If you guys are younger, maybe because you can see everybody in the world on the internet, but like, goddamn,
No.
when you weren't allowed to go many places and there was an older neighbor or something like that, like if you were like 14 and the neighbor girl was like 19 or just got out of college, that was the hot girl to you, no matter what she looked like, because that you didn't really see someone that age, like a real like, woman was kind of near your age. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was the one that you'd get excited for and want that. But even I think when you get older, I think if you're like an older married guy and you're like, well, my life's over, I can't go out, my wife will know, but you could sneak next door and fucking finger somebody. So that fetish is there. You're just like, maybe I could do that. So I think it's more about not that the person is hot or things like that. It's the availability and the secrecy and then the kind of like you're fucking up a whole neighborhood. You're like ruining everything. If you do this, you guys get together and it's a close neighborhood, you just fuck shit up.
Oh, I would fuck shit up with the girl next door. No, I'm just kidding. I live next to a house of Southern Baptists who had 6 kids. 5 of the girls were like within a year and a half of me. I would have. They were not hot, but they lived next door. You know what I mean? Like,
Were they like gross though?
No. They were enough. You know what I mean? They were hot enough that it was still hot. You have to be pretty gross, and then you would just kind of cycle through all the sisters.
Like that sentence cycled. Was there a logic or reasoning to the order of sisters?
There's 5 of you. All right, Abby, you want to act like a cunt today? We'll see what Elizabeth's up to. I'm 5.
No, but how old were you and how old were the sisters?
So the oldest one would have been when I left. We'll go from that age because I was 12. So the
Okay.
oldest one would have been 14. There was a 13. There was
Wait, you
someone
went
my
through
age.
them? You were banging hoes at
Not
12?
banging, dude. Just like
Oh, I was like, holy shit!
kissing the neighbor girl. You play Algebra robbers and
You were swimming in puss at 12? I was like, Jesus Christ, Bobby.
no, but just as much.
No,
as
I
kids can
don't
do.
know. At 12, I did not have a plethora of 5 women.
And their
I
dad
was like
fucking
young Wilt
hated me.
Chamberlain. Fucking hands just dripping. Like, what the? No, I didn't have any. I had a crush on someone at 12. There was, oh my God.
Their
Damn,
dad
dude.
fucking hated me too, by the way, because I was
Yeah,
Catholic.
because you were
and he was
banging on his
Baptist.
daughters.
Well, I tried to point out that's what Baptists do. Tried to be like, that's what you guys do. You just cheat on your wives a bunch and then get drunk. So I'm not drinking it. Let's at least look at that as an improvement.
You're 12.
I knew what Baptists did.
No, you didn't. You weren't allowed to drink, is what I'm saying. You can't just brag about a thing you can't do. You're also not driving around the streets because you can't.
All right. Do we need more points on why I'm a good guy? I haven't committed any crimes.
And by the way, sometimes on this show, when a fan wants to help people out with just a fun fact, we put it up. That's all that is. I'm just letting people know that's a fun fact. Like sometimes people don't know that when they're trying to jump a car. So that's all.
No.
Yeah. See, Stormy, you thought this was a good man for you to eventually settle down with. And now he's plowing. Stormy, if you have sisters, if you have like Windy and Misty and Hurricaney and all them, they're going to get plowed. All the weather sisters are going to get fucked because Bobby just can't keep himself from letting people know that's what Baptists do.
Well, I mean, it was more about spreading the Catholic seed than anything.
Typhoony, your sister, the big one.
Tsunami. The Chinese one you adopted.
Tittle Wave. I think it's title. Nah, it's Tittle.
No, it's Tittle. Trust me.
Fucking Tittle.
Them Tittles ain't waves.
Partly cloudy with a chance of whore. That's a nice sister.
That's what the weather looks like today out here, actually.
I haven't even looked out the goddamn window yet. But the piece of shit to me in the story is anyone who's putting on these parties still nowadays. It's been done. I wish we could go back to those days. That's somebody with hope. That's somebody's like, if this party were that is the ultimate like 80s movie thought. You know, like here's the plot. Some guy's tired that the world's turned into what it is. You know what I mean? Some guy's like, I'm tired of everybody being woke. And this is, you know what we need? We need a fucking, remember those parties, man, back in the day when everybody just got laid and drunk and high. And it was all kinds of hijinks. We do that shit and the world gets together, man. We can invite the Hamas people and the not Hamas people. We can invite the trannies. We can invite the fucking grannies. We bring them all. The Iranis, all the Annies can all come to the little orphan Annies. They all come together and the world will be great. And everyone's like, nah, dude, this is just going to be weird because you're going to get OnlyFans whores. The people are going to have like contracts and shit. I don't know if you know this, but since the 80s, there's more than just some guy spying with a Polaroid. They literally have cameras on their doors. You are stupid. And he's like, no, it's going to be great, man. Rick Springfield's going to be there. Like, is he dead? Where is this idea coming from? Kenny Loggins is going to write a theme song about it. Oh, no. But it's like, it's not going to be a good time. But then, so it's this guy for thinking that this was a good idea. Do what people, you have a lot of money. You rented out this monster place. You got cash. I hear there's an island open. Rent the island. That island is already built for it. Go to the island.
Don't go to the island.
Go to the island.
Don't go to the island.
By the way, if they make a new version of Lost, it should be on that island.
And it's just a bunch of little kids, and they've been raped so
That's
badly
the end.
that they're
Everyone
delirious.
hated the old ending, so you do the new ending where it's just Epstein and a bunch of kids and Stephen Hawking plowing his limp penis into him. All of a sudden, you're like, I like the old ending better. It was fine. It was a fine ending. It was
Much better.
A perfect ending.
You know what? Let's go back to that ending. While you read through some of
Wait, what
these,
Stormy's saying? My other sister Rain is a white though.
maybe it was supposed to be whore because those are kind of close on the.
No, I just want to know if Stormy has all the colors of the rainbow in her family. Yeah, my dad's a melting pot. We have what? We have a white.
You have a white, an Asian, a black. Pat, could you give your plugs quick? I'm gonna run to the bathroom. I know this is a little early.
You could go do your thing and go to the bathroom. That's fine, Bobby. The main plugs is, hey, if you guys don't know, we are the show now is over on X. So if you can go over there and find us, it's POS Mornings on X. So help us build that up. Why don't I finally get over there and start chatting with you guys? It's easier chatting with you guys over there than on the other dumb shit like Instagram. That's not fun chatting. Facebook's not fun dumb chatting. So we're on over there. If you can give us a follow, that'd be great. If you can like and subscribe, that'd be dope as well. If you can share this with people, that'd be awesome. You know, if you're over on X, just share this so people can see it and jump on and see us. And like I said before, starting next week, we're gonna do the first hour on all the platforms. And the second hour is just going to be on YouTube. I know it's not like exclusive. We're not going to Patreon. We're not making you pay for anything. We just want to get some people over here. Thank you, Kevin. We're going to get people to come on over here and subscribe more because we got to build up the hours of viewing so we can do more shit with the show. So first hour, 8 to 9, we'll be here. And then the second hour, we usually run at least 30, 40 minutes. We'll be over here as well. I'll be just here and not on Twitter or X, whatever I can call it, Facebook, all that stuff. So do all that. If you want to find some, tomorrow's show, Thursday, we don't do a morning show on Thursdays. We do Thursday Thoughts, and we break down one of the stories we did and go into deep detail on. That's on the Patreon. So if you want to, for $3 a month, you can join the Patreon over there. It's POS Podcast on Patreon. You get that content. You get all these shows as soon as they're done. You get a bunch of other bonus shit. So go on over there and check that out. Starting next week, I guess we started it this week, but starting next week, 4 days a week here in the mornings, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, will be 8 a.m. Eastern time, the POS morning show. So we'll be banging that out. And then if you guys want to see me and Bobby perform stand-up comedy, you got 2 chances to do that. June 28th and 29th, so at the end of this month, in Wethersfield, Connecticut, at the river. Go to comedycraftbeer.com. I'll be headlining. Bobby's opening up for me. It'll be a good time. My buddy Mike Massaro's opening up the shows. It'll be a lot of fun. Come out and say hi. But the show you guys got to come to and come hang out with us. I'll be recording my next album, my 4th one, at Mohegan Sun at Comics Roadhouse inside there. It's an awesome comedy club. I love that place. I'll be doing the weekend there. So August 8th, 9th, and 10th, 1 show Thursday, Friday, 2 shows Saturday. The ticket link will be up very soon. Bobby's opening up for me, and then we'll be staying there at the casino all weekend. So if you guys come on out, hang out with us, it'll be a fucking blast. We're gonna do a podcast from somewhere in the casino on Friday morning. You can join us there. Maybe we'll find a cool little breakfast spot like that and fucking chat with everybody. So come on down and be part of that. Yeah. Kevin, you're a Connecticut man, so you know that shit. So yeah, come on out and check that out. Be part of the album recording. We'd love to see you there. And then let people know about the show. That's all we ask. It'll be a good time. So Bobby is taking quite the pee, which is a good time. Thank you, Stormy, for liking us over on give us a like over on X. I gotta get used to saying X. I haven't been on Twitter or X since 2000 during like COVID. So like 2020. So yeah, it's been like 4 years since I've been over there. It's kind of the same shit. I know people said it changed with the Elon Musk stuff, but I did see, like I said, I saw a picture right away. The first thing I saw, I wasn't even following anybody yet. There was two things. There was the thing of Bob Levy's face in a colon. I know that was promoting a thing. Like I said, I hope that went well, Bob. I had to do that a couple months ago, and that was fucking. It's fine. I don't remember anything, but it's a fucking weird thing to have your colon fucking with. It's weird to wake up and go, oh, I don't even drink it. Bob's like me. We don't drink anymore. Then why the fuck are our colons getting fucked with? Yeah, I'll still say Twitter too, Stormy, because it's too weird to call it X. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's a very strange thing. But I also, the second thing I saw, the second I got on X or Twitter, whatever, was it was showing this. It showed a vagina shooting a ping pong ball out, and then it went to another screen, and a guy caught it in his mouth. But it was a different thing, but it was supposed to be funny. And I'm like, I guess I'm back on X now or Twitter, but because it was just, I didn't need to see a vagina that had skills. That's not what I want in my internet. But Bobby, you are back. Do you have a story for us?
Yeah, but for starters, I like all of my vaginas to have skills.
You want,
Like-
yeah, but you like okay, you know how they
Yeah.
used to do that? Like they'd have like that Artie Lang movie that was terrible, and I like Artie, but like that fucking beer, what was it? Like the
Beer Fest.
no, that wasn't him. It was a Beer League.
Oh yeah.
Beer Fest was good. Beer League. It's not his fault. That was, it was funny. He gave Ralph Macchio a part when no one wanted him. And then years later, Macchio's back with the fucking Cobra Kai shit. But that movie was fucking tough and rough. That was not a good movie. But that big thing was like they have the woman who shoots ping pong balls out of her vagina, and I'm like, you losing me on a movie like that. I mean, I don't like ping pong. I don't like projectiles. I don't like that kind of entertainment. You know what I mean?
I like it. I like the vagina to talk. I like when you use it like a ventriloquist puppet. And like she's like, you should try rubbing a little higher.
Okay. So it's funny if someone did that, and then someone's like, "Oh, great, Jeff Dunham's got a woman puppet now."
Female comics are never gonna get work.
What was the thing that Pepper said? It's like, "I'm gay." What was?
I am a pepper on a stick.
Yeah, okay, that was honestly. It wasn't. I have AIDS. I'm the AIDS Pepper.
I'm bleeding. It's my time of the month. Sorry.
Dude, I saw a commercial. You know, like when you're watching YouTube and those show commercials and stuff, and they come up all the time. There's one that's for always like, you know, the pill for like in case you have AIDS and you need to go to the store or something. It's like you ever need to go shopping, but you have AIDS. Take this pill, and then you can buy zucchinis or whatever for your butt. Whatever it is, it's like they show these videos of like regular people just doing stuff, even though they have AIDS. And there's one of this light-skinned black kid, and he's just sitting on a bed playing video games. And then there's like a black guy, and he's shopping for records at a store. And I'm like, do you think those two guys knew where this footage was going? Like, I have a feeling that they were shot B-roll footage.
Yep.
And they were like, what's this for? It's like, oh, just black people doing black people stuff. It's like Black Lives Matter thing. They're like, wait, why are we in the AIDS commercial?
You would hope that they would find real AIDS people.
Well, I know they're around a little longer. If you want to find real AIDS people, you got to go to like the source. You know, you got to go like to the Africa and be like, bring us to the motherland.
Ooh, that is true. Because in today's day and age, it's tough. Speaking of the motherland, Pat.
Yeah.
Not really. I just was looking for a segue. Did you
Okay.
watch Dancing for the Devil?
Oh yeah, I watched Dance for the Devil.
You did?
Yeah, and
Oscars?
I actually was talking. That was the thing I worked on last night on stage. Was a bit about Dancing for the Devil.
Well, Miranda Derrick breaks her silence on Dancing for the Devil documentary and addresses the allegation she's in a cult. So for those of you who don't know, this rich Chinese dude named Robert hired a bunch of people. Like it started with his son and his son's friends who were all dancers, and then It turned into a church.
Well, it actually started way before that. Okay.
Well, then you find out that yes, beforehand he was just fucking a bunch of Chinese women, saying he was God's chosen one, and that.
Well, no, he had a very cool like YouTube channel, or even before that, like a public access show where it was called like the Millionaires Club, and they would make all these young people go on the screen and go, "Send us money if you want to also be a millionaire. You can be a millionaire." And then he would make them all, because he owned all these properties. He would bring them all to the cult, and then make them all work his Starbucks, or and they would work 12-hour fucking days.
Yeah.
But on Wednesdays and Sundays, they had to go to his church where he just talked about him. This guy rules.
Yeah, he's kind of the man. He also, there were two sisters. The other Derek sister left because she was like, it's a cult, but Miranda refuses to. And
The
her
Wilkins,
family-
yeah, they were huge on TikTok because they were two sisters that were attractive, and they went on all the Dancing with the Stars things and stuff like that. And then once they met the cult people and all that, actually, Bobby, so you know, the thing I was kind of working out with the bit is that when you're saying here with the story, I'm not trying to ruin the story. The documentaries from the standpoint of the families who feel like they lost their children and can't get to them. Some of the people who have come out and said like they were in the cult and they left the cult, and other people saying it's not a cult. They were showing this woman Miranda. Miranda's huge on TikTok. You know what I mean? The videos are pretty cool. She's attractive as hell. The guy she's married to now, awesome dancer, and like they make dope videos. Whatever they're doing, it's fine. But he's this really good looking guy. She's this beautiful lady. They're living in this mansion. They've got millions and millions of followers. She's always wanted to dance and be famous. She's dancing and she's being famous. So, but the moms are like, they keep calling the police saying, we need to stop this. So on stage, I'm going like, hello, police. I fucking need your help. We have my daughter. She's in danger. Like, what's wrong? Like, she's with the love of her life. She's in a mansion. She has
a newfound spirituality
on YouTube. She's like, she's never looked better. She looks happy and healthy. We need to send a fucking SWAT team.
So women,
it's like
hating
crazy.
women, Pat.
It's a crazy no, but the best part of that documentary is the first two episodes are like, you're intriguing and good, but then they ran out of shit to like, well, these two Asian women are now like detectives, I think, and they're trying to like solve a case like Scooby-Doo. And it's like at the end they're like, yeah, nothing ever happened. This guy's not in trouble at all. He actually served them papers. He's a fucking, it's fine. They can't do shit because it's a religion.
Much like Scooby-Doo, these two women have been raped into the point of having fantasy delusions of solving crimes.
He's like, and I could have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling chins.
So basically, one of the people, Miranda, that we talked about, is speaking out for the first time since this debuted on Netflix. Miranda's parents and her sister Melanie tell producers that they believe Miranda is an occult run by Robert Shin, the pastor at LA's Shekinah Church and the founder of the 7M films. She said this on Instagram. Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I just wanted to hop on here really quick and first of all say thank you to everybody who's been so supportive during this time. In the next couple of slides, I've included my statement of this documentary that's just been released. I can't go into too much detail because of legal purposes, but I wanted to add my side of the story a little bit. In the written statements on the following slide, she clarifies that she has seen the documentary, but due to pending litigation in which I am a plaintiff in a defamation lawsuit, it's not appropriate for me to comment on specific allegations. Though I will state, I do not condone abuse in any way. I cannot speak for anyone else but myself, but nothing happened to me. Regarding her relationship with her family, she notes that she loves both of her parents as well as her sister, and they will forever be a part of my life. However, she says the truth is we just don't see eye to eye anymore. Regarding the portrayal of her involvement with the 7M film, she says, I believe that this documentary is a one-sided story, as you pointed out, Pat. She goes on to say that Jesus gave her life, or she gave her life to Jesus Christ in 2020, and that she asked her family for space to collect her thoughts and process my new walk I wanted to take with God. My family didn't honor the space I asked for, and I saw a different side of them I'd never seen before. Honestly, it made me mad, frustrated, and annoyed that they were being so overbearing and chaotic. If you remember this girl in particular, Pat, it was a big thing that she didn't go to her grandfather's funeral with the family.
That was a big part of the story that she did not go. She was going to try to go with it. She kept saying they were going to go. They said the plane was going to be going, and she was not going to be there. She ended up being there around them at the time, but wasn't. It it was a crazy thing about the family. Yeah.
So Miranda actually gave her side of the story, which is they took her grandpa to the hospital around Christmas. She showed up and started praying, and people took offense to her prayers. He died later that day, so she decided not to come back for the funeral. So, Pat, who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it Robert Shin for giving these young whores a chance? Is it these young whores who go turn their backs on their family and dance for money? Or, most importantly, is it the families? Like, if you just look objectively, this girl found Christ, wants to go be with, like, it's not the worst situation. She says she's never been sexually assaulted, and she's 21. Legally, it's not a problem to join a cult. Who's the piece of shit in this story?
Well, first to be clear, and I know that it's funner for the story. There's less, as you said, whores. There was way less women living at that house in Colt than men. It was more men dancers in this thing. At the beginning, it was a lot of women there, but like what Robert Shin did was with the years and years of doing it. Yes, regardless of what they're saying, Robert Shin does take advantage of people who have dreams and things. He makes them sign contracts to stuff and give away a lot of the money, but they are adults, like you said, and it is their choice. It's not Robert Shin, even though it's wrong. I've always said this. I never blame the drug dealer because the drug dealer can't hurt you if no one buys anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy can have all the crack in the world. You might be like, well, he shouldn't have the crack. He shouldn't have the X crack. He shouldn't give anybody any crack. But if no one's buying crack, that guy has no business. And he has to stop selling crack. So if Robert Shin's offering opportunities to come into his church and sign these contracts, and forever he was just using them as like labor. But when he said, well, I need to convince all these people to do things and they're getting away from their families. If I find people with a dream and people that already have a setup, these girls, the sisters, and the other dancers, they already had a huge platform on TikTok. It's not like he had to do any work. He made them feel provided for, because what are they? They're artists. What are they looking for? Love, acceptance, people who believe in them. They can say, their families can say they did that, whatever. You're not running off and doing the things they're doing and screaming for the love on the internet unless you're searching for love and hugs and that nature. So he knew what to do with that. Brings them in, tells them that God's there, separates them like a narcissist would do from their families and things of that nature, because by saying in our religion, your families need to die for you. So saying you don't have parents anymore, saying you don't have a brother and sister anymore, they're dying to you. You don't know them anymore, and therefore their sins you're doing this to save them. It absolves their sins. And they're young, impressionable dorks who are told they can dance all day and do shit. And also, Bobby, for people like you and me, he's got fire fucking cameras and equipment and editors and everything. So you never have to worry. He gets you get fucking ad sponsors and all that. Now, most of the money's going back to God because you signed this thing saying that God needs the money, but you're still being allowed to live in this place. So they are adults allowed to sign this thing. Is it the parents? I get a parent. Listen, if my daughter made some weird decisions like that and just took off and didn't talk to me anymore, it'd be devastating and terrible, and I would be searching and trying to stop things. But I don't think I'd go make a documentary and then make a viral TikTok slandering a guy who, listen, if you're going to shit on the abuser's going to abuse more. The one thing that's hurting this guy, if you watch the documentary, is that there is tons of audio of his masses and what he's saying, and it all is there. It's not like kind of reading into it. It's fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Well, what he was saying to them and telling them whatever. And at one point, he was like, ignore them, ignore them, ignore them. And then he was like, then once they slandered him, it went on there and said he's molesting the women, he's kidnapping them, he's brainwashing, all this shit. He's basically trafficking. They tried to call like all that kind of stuff. And they're like, he's not really doing that. But the cops couldn't really get involved. And so once that happened, he told all of them, you know what? When we're being attacked, we go back. You know what I mean? So what we're going to do is you're not going to ignore anymore. Now go visit. Go there. But record it. Have it on. So every time she went and saw them, she goes, these are my parents. They wanted me. The ones that yelled and they hate everything. And of course, the parents are like, no, we love you and miss you. He's like, well, you weren't saying that on the camera thing, but fine. We're here now, whatever. And then everything they would do when they went home to their families was recorded for content for the fucking channels. So it's like, oh, we're having Christmas. Here's our matching of things, whatever. And so they went into this thing. This documentary was basically a couple people got fucked over by a guy. They're trying to find a way to sue him. It's not working. So the piece of shit to me is anyone who thinks that there's an easy way fucking out. You don't sign up for a fuck. If a guy says to you, here's the contract. How many times, Bobby, have you met young comics who paid people money? Or we had a guy in Connecticut named Vinny Beetle for a while, was good, taking advantage of comics who sucked and said, listen, I have my own little comedy company. These people are going to tell you have to do open mics and do shit. I can have you open it for people. And what he would do is he would hire Artie Lang when he was down his luck, and fucking Screech, and all people like that were like were getting booked.
Bam.
He would pay them money, promise them money. Bam, he worked with Bam a ton. He's like he's the scumbag Vinny guy, the guy who was on so he would get those guys involved, and he would get these comics and go, listen, if you want me part of this experience, you can do shows, but if you give me $500, you're now buying part of the Vinny brand, of the Vinny Beetle. I'm sorry, Vinny brand. Vinny's a good guy. Vinny Beetle comedy experience. We had both in Connecticut, so it was tough. Vinny brand. And when people would say Vinny, they're like, which one? They're like, oh, the Beetle. Oh, thank God. You know, it's like, I thought you were shitting on the good guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing. There was that you would give money, and then that would supposed to get you gigs and shows, and then you wouldn't get anything. And there was no business. He didn't have a club. There was nothing there. He just took your money. And then they would yell and complain and bitch. One of them came to me and yelled and complained on a podcast with me, and I was like, well, why the fuck did you think there was an easy way out? Why wouldn't Chris Rock and all these people also pay Vinny Beetle if he had the secret? This guy doesn't have the secret. He's taking advantage. It's hard work. There is no easy fuck. So if you believe in this horse shit, you're a goddamn idiot. So it's the people that got duped. Miranda, if she's happy and she's not, even if she is being brainwashed, even if this guy she's got her the most and she's supposed to speak out now to go stop these things, that's what she's chosen to do. And she's not complaining, and she's still excited about it because she's getting the name of the documentary, 7M, 7 million fucking likes. These people, they're fucking, it's through the roof, the numbers they do. She's living the life she wants. She's happy. Even if you're saying, oh, she can't be, she must be miserable. Well, it seems like her parents are fucking micromanaging pieces of shit, and her sister is jealous of this girl's fame because she's better looking than her. So leave them alone. If you decided to sign a contract to fucking, find the easy way out. Everyone here, Chris Abels, hey, how are you, my buddy? But like, Chris works very hard to build up. He gave us nice advice yesterday. And him and Bobby work hard to build up their podcast and branch out people and do things. There could be easy ways out. You could like buy. Oh, never mind. Weren't you guys accused of that? Anyway, I'm kidding. It's like buying likes and views and all those things. But you could do it, whatever. But if you come, but you would, at least if you did it, you wouldn't be like, oh, we didn't do it, something's wrong, we're blaming everybody else. No, you signed the thing. You went for the easy way out. I'm not saying them anymore, but just in general. So it's not this guy running a church. If you're gonna run a whorehouse, you can't run it without whores. The whore's got to sign up.
No, I agree. And I would say there are, like, Chris is a great example, the Shuley Network or your Mom's House Network, right? Like, there are good things, but look at who's on the roster already. Like, if everybody that this guy's bringing in already can do a decent amount of likes on their own, like, there's nothing, he didn't make a star. You know what I mean? Same with Vinny Beetle. He's using people who made it as a star on their own and is now, you know what I mean? So, like,
well, he was only using that. Yeah, he was using that. They weren't his people, but he knew he could get them for half the cash because they needed money.
Right. But that's my point. Like, if you looked at, if Vinny had come to you and was like, hey,
he did.
Soder, like all these big names are part of this company. We've all made it together. And you went and talked to those guys and they were like, yeah, it's a legit, that's a different story. You did your research. Like you were saying, they didn't do their research. For me, the biggest piece of shit though in this story is Miranda's boyfriend. All right. He's got,
but by the way, he's bigger than her on there. Like he's got more views than her. But it's her husband now.
Okay, so even worse. Your husband's the one who's supposed to be able to make rational decisions, analyze the situation, be like, this Robert guy's probably a cult leader. Like women.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay, well he was already in.
That's my point. Like
right.
Men are supposed to be smart. We're supposed to sniff this out a mile away and go, this is a scam. We handle the money. We're smart.
Right, but if he's already in the cult, he's already been brainwashed. He's not a man anymore.
So
he was there to bring her in.
But was he just born into the cult?
No, but he was there.
So he was.
When you watch the documentary,
and got
when you watch the documentary, he went to her family and it was recruiting her in. He was being used as a pawn by Robert to do that. So he was already like brainwashed.
I'm saying steps removed before he even joined the cult. He should have analyzed the situation. Like, there should be no men in 7M.
Okay. And I know what you're saying, but you're forgetting one important part, Bobby. What does he do for a living, this guy that you keep saying is a man?
Good point. He's a dancer.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. He's a dancer, Bobby.
Okay.
He's a black guy who wants to dance on the internet for white people. He's not. Yes, they said they were crumping, and I like how they in the documentary they taught us what crumping was. They're like, "Hey, white people, it's actually this religious experience." And they're all like, "By the way, the best part of this documentary, if everyone wants to know this, here's the best part of this documentary: the voiceovers are people talking about being sexually abused. Right? They'll be like, and then I was brought into a room." And then he told me I had to massage him and rub his thigh, and I was nervous and scared. But as they're doing that, obviously the people they got to talk, the ones that came out, still want to dance somewhere. So for some reason, the director was like, yeah, we'll let you dance. We'll show montages of it. So as they're going, and they were diddled and molested, some lady's going, and they're all just fucking doing dance moves, and a black guy's crumping around as they're going, and then he touched my asshole. It's like, just don't match up. It's like,
it's a great
do the
documentary.
voiceover, do the dance moves. You can't go. He was dancing for the devil. No, I think he was with them. Maybe he was either one. He was playing the fiddle for him. I'm not sure which one it was. It's wild though. Go watch it. It's a good doc, except for the third episode stinks. The first two are good.
First two are fun. Third episode kind of blows. But also, was he the one? I'm trying to think. Because they had like two different groups. They had the first class, and then they had like she got brought in by the first class. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea.
About 8 different people went in when she went in. The sister was invited too, but then she ran away. You weren't on board. If you're signing with an agent, and that's what he was, he's a management company, they're going to ask you to do certain things. If you want to do those things, they're not going to let you be on the contract. That's how that works. Yes, it was also a church cult, but half people in Hollywood are Scientologists. They're signing the same contract. Their management and agencies are all fucking Scientologists. It's the same thing. When they said it's weird they have both, it's what it is.
Just a very quick side note. The Ned's Declassified podcast they've been doing from that TV show, you were probably too old for it, Pat. So they were talking about
my sisters and my kids weren't, so I watched. I know.
Okay, so you know. So good point, Terry.
I know a lot of idiots in that pop-up comedy fest.
Fucking point, Terry Nee. You really are our beat reporter, dude.
By the way, before that one, there was the Bill Bellamy one. When I first started, I went to Philadelphia. So what's the comedy club there?
Helium.
Yeah, I went to Helium as a brand new comic. Me, and if you know John Moses, hilarious comedian. John and I were there, and I think there was one other white person there. And the judges were the guy who played Cockroach on fucking the Cosby Show, who also was on Martin. The other guy from Martin, the big tall black guy.
Not Martin though.
no, Martin wasn't there. The other two were there. The fat black woman that Shepherd, whatever.
Yes.
And then of course they kept saying Bill Bellamy was going to be there, and he showed up at the end. All day long there was recordings of that, and everybody was like, "We're all going to meet Bill Bellamy. We're all going to be stars." And then it was like maybe one or two people got to be on a clip thing that went on like public access at like 4 a.m. that no one got discovered from. Years later, I know a comic who still uses this credit. Remember when Kevin Hart had one of these things where you could send in videos and go on a show and do all these things, and then people are like, "Yeah, I worked with Kevin Hart. I was on his show." It's like. Same thing. Steve Hofstetter, when he did his fucking thing on Fox, and he fucking had that like comedy live thing where they would take your clips and put it on, then he would own your rights to the clips, and you couldn't do those jokes anywhere else because when you signed it, you signed away the right to the joke. Jesus, and he had that. People are like, it was everyone's credit for a while. Every couple of years, there's someone who does this thing, and I'm not saying that Keenan is doing this to take advantage. I'm saying that the management company behind Keenan is saying we'll use him there when we can't, his name, because people will recognize it. It will get people to sign up for this thing because they can be part of it. They did it here in Connecticut. I know they did it in Pennsylvania. They're doing it all over the fucking place. The same thing with those don't tell comedy shows. These all little like cults of franchises that are getting people to say, don't you want to be part of the thing everyone is? Everyone's part of this thing. Don't you want to be part of the thing too? A real comedian's part of this thing.
I am just happy to hear that Keenan's thing moved past Jersey and Pennsylvania because I thought it was just one person using Keenan's name. Like I
No,
didn't
no.
think it was
I
actually a
I've
production company. I just thought it was Rich Carucci being like, Keenan's putting this on.
when I was writing my articles all the time and sharing them weekly for the comedy stuff, I would share them in tons of like Facebook groups of comedy Facebook groups. So I'm still in like Arizona groups and from all over the country, and I saw all the Keenan posts, Bobby, in Arizona's comedy group, Vermont's comedy group, in like Ohio's comedy group. So everywhere around the country, Keenan was somehow traveling while still in the recording the season of Saturday Night Live. 'Cause by the way, they just ended it last week. So during all that time, somehow Keenan was at all those shows, and then people were like, "Oh yeah, he wasn't at the first round. Yeah, he's not gonna be at any of the rounds."
He's not at any. It's not real. It's legit. But the other person that's a piece of shit in this story, Pat, is the CIA. Okay? We've had fucking all of Congress being like, we need to ban TikTok. It's time to ban TikTok. And then you got Robert Shin. And I'm not saying that he's from the same country where TikTok came from, but he's not. I'm not saying he's not. And now he's running a call. Like, just go, oop, bad meat.
Laughing Stock Comedy Club. Where's that? That with you guys?
So there's a casino in Pennsylvania, Pat, called the Granville Casino. And near it, there's a Holiday Inn. And at that Holiday Inn, there's a room that on Fridays and Saturdays they rent out and call it the Laughing Stock Comedy Club.
Oh, it's like in Poughkeepsie and in Hasbrook Heights, they have bananas.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
But the quality at Bananas versus the quality at the Laughing Stock, I don't know if it stacks up. And I know
don't
the
know.
quality of Bananas.
I opened up for Chips Cooney 2 different times at Bananas.
And the people at the Laughing Stock would beg for Chips Cooney. I've seen Chips act. I know what you're saying.
I also got to open for Otto and George there once, so I can't pitch about that. That's the first time I met them was there at the Bananas. So, but that was good times. All right, now we'll get off the Colts stuff. Where are we
For now.
go?
So
We
I've got
never
some
know.
other
Might be
stuff.
back. Oh, okay. All right, you want a weird one? You want a Pennsylvania story, Bobby?
Sure.
I don't know if you know this story, but in 1985, there was a missing girl named Sherry Mahan. She was 8 years old at the time, from Pennsylvania. She was at a bus stop. She vanished. Well, a woman now, just last week, has claimed to be that girl, and she's back. she's back. She's back from being missing since 1985. A woman is claiming to be the long-lost Sherry Mahan, a missing Pennsylvania girl who was dropped off by her school bus in February 1985 and hasn't been seen or heard from since. Pennsylvania State Police are investigating the unidentified woman's claims that she was 8-year-old Mahan, who vanished from the bus stop in front of her home in Winfield Township, Butler County, nearly 4 decades ago. Is that anywhere near where you're from?
No, that's like outside of Philly, I believe. No, it's
Okay.
Bucks. I don't know where Butler County is.
The woman claimed Sherry's identity in a post to a Memories of Sherry Mahan Facebook group last month, which was flagged to state police, of course, because they're like, holy shit, this lady's saying she's her. We might want to check this out. Sherry was last seen getting off the bus at the stop at the bottom of her driveway just after 4 p.m. on February 22nd, 1985, according to her active missing persons case. A blue 1976 Dodge van with a mural of a skier on a mountain was seen nearby. By the way, dope-ass van.
How did they not find that fucking van? That's a better question, Pat.
That's the coolest van of all time. Like, this guy's like, oh, I'm kidnapping kids. I got cool shit. Like, it really is. John Mulaney has that joke, and me and my girlfriend joke about the joke all the time. It's my favorite. It's like, before DNA testing and stuff, it was like, you can do anything you want. Like, there'd be a pool of blood. They'd be like, detective, we found a pool of blood. It could belong to the killer. And he's like, great. And he goes, it's gross. Now back to my hunch. And he just walks
Yeah,
around.
clean that up.
Anybody in a van that's got a skier on it, and it's like, pull that van over. Like, and by the way, back in 75, they weren't like as quick with details and ditching shit. You could find very easily who was fucking painting over a van that had a skier on it. But they may have been involved in her disappearance, investigators say. May have? Come on. Sherry's mother, Janice McKinney, doesn't believe the woman claiming to be her now 46-year-old daughter is actually Sherry, according to the local news publication. I truly believe she thought in her mind that she was Sherry, McKinney told the Eagle. It did not look anything like Sherry at all. But to be fair, I look different than I did in 1985.
Yeah.
What? You saw her when she was 8.
And I know that pulls at the heartstrings and you don't want to believe it, all that stuff. But man, imagine if it is her and her mom's like, nah. And she's like, bitch, it's been fucking 30 something. God damn it, lady. It's 40 years. What the fuck? Oh, by the way, okay. She is the 4th woman to claim to be Sherry in the years since the girl's disappearance. A
The fourth?
$5,000 award has long been offered to anyone who provides information that leads to Sherry and or an arrest. The heartbroken mother said she is used to seeing tips about Sherry come in around the anniversary of her disappearance, and her daughter's birthday is August, so this post in May was unexpected. In February and August, I expected craziness. This just hit me different, she told the local publication. I didn't even see it. Someone called me and told me about it. McKinney said that every time someone claims to be your daughter, it hurts, even if she doesn't believe them. If you wanted your 15 minutes of fame, you've already blown it, she said. People are mean, they're cruel, but this affects me really crazy. It's going to be 40 years since Sherry's been missing. Still, state police are working to identify the woman and are working with an out-of-state agency to try to contact her. The woman's posts have since been removed from the Facebook group for McKinney. She knows the real Sherry is being cared for, whether dead or alive. What? First of all, if she's alive, she's not being cared for. If she's dead, she's definitely not being cared for.
But
by the way, V, I wish I did the fake stories. You can see I'm reading word for goddamn word in this thing. But
who said that she's being cared for, dead or alive?
The mother said the real Sherry is being cared for, either dead or alive. What the fuck?
I thought it was this crazy bitch. Like, oh, the real Sherry, I know her. She's being.
I'm wearing her skin right now.
Yeah, that's what I was like. We need to investigate her.
I've always felt that she was okay, she said. Well, I guess you have to when you fucking lose your kid at the bus stop and then never find it again. I guess you got to tell yourself it wasn't your fault, dummy. If she was dead, she's in heaven with my parents and my brothers, who also went missing in 1985. No, I'm kidding. They're all at the bus stop. It's like, this lady's killing everyone, guys. She has a van in the backyard with a guy who's supposedly not skiing. They just got the skis out. It's just a guy. It's like, all right.
If she's flying.
Yeah, if she was alive, someone was taking care of her. I don't know why I feel that way, because you're a bad mom. I wish that we, every investigator who has looked into Sherry's case, could all get together and sit and talk, McKinney said. There's something somebody's missed somewhere, and somebody knows. Pennsylvania State Police didn't immediately return a request for information. Who's the piece of shit in the story? Is it a woman who's claiming to be the missing girl? Even if that is you, it's weird that you would do it in a Facebook group. That's a weird place to go. It's me. You'd think you'd go to the authorities and go, hey, I'm the missing person. You'd want to get linked back with your family. You'd want to tell us where you've been, all this shit. But instead you're like, hey, that Facebook memory, that's me when I was 7. Like, what? Yeah, I'm Sherry Mahan. What up, everybody? I'm just chilling, hanging out, having a good time. Sorry, I went out for a while to play kickball. It was a big game. I'm back 40 years later.
Why are y'all looking for me? I'm right here.
Right, I've been here all along, like the Sixth Sense. She's just standing there. This is the mother who's like, and I'm not trying to be a dick. $5,000 to find your kid is bullshit. Maybe it was cool in 1985, but no, that's not that much. You know what I mean? You want information on your child who you have not seen in 40. You're saying already, I don't know, saying that you know you're cared for, that sounds like some shit a serial killer says. Someone's like, I'm doing this so they can be more cared for. I'm doing this to save their souls. You feel like she's been cared for, alive or dead? Dude, she's been missing. Your child's gone. I would never think they're being cared for. I would be dead from exhaustion of still searching for this person forever in my life. I would be every van. There'd be no one alive who drives vans. I'd be killing everyone in the van.
Been gone so long that $5,000 went from being enough to motivate everyone in the town to look to not enough to get me out of bed. Like,
yeah. It went from changing your life to maybe covering 2 months rent.
Maybe, yeah, exactly. It's like it's significantly depreciated.
And do you even still have the $5,000? Like, well, no, maybe you got it from selling the van because you did it. Is it the police who are like, hey, listen, we've tried, but it's hard to find people. Hey guys, it's been 40 years. You know what I mean? Just say you failed. You can't find a kid. The kid's dead. What are we doing here? Or is it the people in the Facebook group who deleted her post? You're the Facebook group dedicated to memories of this girl. You finally got content. It's kind of like the people that have a Facebook group where they're waiting to see Bigfoot. Imagine if Bigfoot chimed in and was like, "Hey guys, it's me. I love your group. I love your work. Everything. Just want to say hi." And they're like, "Delete. You're ruining the content." That's what we're looking for. We want you. You're the thing we're searching for the whole fucking time. Even if she's lying, you keep her in the group. Why would you delete the shit? Who's the piece of shit?
So, for me, the first piece of shit.
Yeah, Husey, she's white as fuck.
Would be
Of course
guy-
she's white.
the guy who painted his van with a skier on it and then didn't get enough attention for how cool of a van he had. So he had to kidnap a girl
van.
so that it ended up in the news that there was a cool van out there. The second piece of shit would be this girl who
The girl
claims to
missing?
be. Well,
the claiming one, not the actual
the
missing.
claiming. Well, the missing girl is my third piece of shit. So we'll get to her in a second.
All right.
Like this girl, go get all the tests done, and then you contact the mother, right? Like, go get your DNA. Be like, hey.
Well,
I
she
think
didn't
this is
contact the
Blaze.
mother. She just went to the Facebook group. That's even crazier.
That's my point. Like, go get all your tests done before you do that. And then the third would be the girl. You're going to school. Why are you getting into vans? It's like, you know the rules. It's 1985. Stranger danger and whatnot. You know what I mean? It's not 1945. It's literally, we knew. You shouldn't get into cars with strangers at that point.
Well, we don't know we don't know how she got grabbed. Yeah, the bus stop, I guess, Chris, isn't like a bus stop. I thought that too. I think it's like when you were kids and you just waited at the bottom of your driveway. It was your bus stop as a kid. It wasn't like a bus stop where like Rosa Parks was waiting to complain or anything. You know what I mean? Like, not one of those.
Not a city bus stop. This is outside of Pittsburgh too, so this is pretty rural. It also reminded me a lot of that show Benedict Cumbersnatch has been in on Netflix that everybody's
Eric?
talking about. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of that dumb show.
I haven't watched that yet, but I was meaning to check it out. I sent you two pictures, just so you know quickly. The first one is her when she was in 1985, right before that. The second one is not her now, the one claiming. The second one is that AI compiled a progression of what she would look like now, and she went from like a dorky kid to like a real estate agent. like it's a weird photo thing. Yeah, she was going to school. But Husey, the big twist was it was the first one ever. They were sending her to like an all urban area, and they were sending one black kid. They traded her because when you see this haircut, you'll know she's white trash enough to fucking have to go there and slum it up. And thank you, Chris. I was proud of my Rosa Parks thing too. By the way, I saw a meme the other day, Bob. There was a meme that it was on the back of a bus, and it said like, you know, Rosa Parks was a hero, and someone wrote underneath the meme like Rosa Parks still in the back of the bus. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
You see the picture there?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I just gotta download them and then email it.
No worries at all. But like, okay, Bobby. To me, the piece of shit in the story is it's the girl, the woman now, because first of all, if let's just say she's a scam artist and trying to get money, the prize is $5,000, which we've scoffed at, but whatever. If you need money and you're desperate, if you're like a drug addict or something like that, and you find a way to try to get money, you think you can pull it off. Like some guy's telling this girl, you know that sometimes in the weird light you look kind of like, remember that missing girl from 1985? Like, no, you kind of look like her if she was old and shit. You ever see those big?
You know that girl my dad raped and kidnapped? You look like her.
We could pull this off. We could get like $5,000. I get 3, you get 2. You know, because it was my idea and shit. I know you're being a lady, but she's like, do I have to contact the family? She goes, wait. She goes, well, first of all, shouldn't you call? Because they said it's $5,000 for anyone with a tip or information. Why would they give me money? I am the information in the tip. I can't say it's me. Can you pay me now? That kind of lets everyone know that it's a scam. So he's like, okay, what you do is you don't talk to the cops or the mother. You just go to a Facebook group and say, I remember that day. And then people will go, here's money. Like, it's the dumbest thing to do. It's not scamming. obviously this woman has mental issues. You know what I mean? There's something wrong with this person when they're disturbed and they're wanting to be this thing. There's something wrong with it. Maybe even convince themselves because they had a tough life that that's who they are. Maybe they hate their parents in their life so much they'd rather be this. They'd rather be this missing girl in their fantasy, in their mind. Then the mother loves them. They get the love that they never had for 40 something years. And now they're finally cared for. And then they get a show on Hulu or something. And then they get to also be like, they get to be sometimes on one of those Real Housewives of Missing Kids or something. So like they're hoping to roll it into something fun.
The only way I would really believe this woman is if she posted her like a picture with her status from in front of the blue man with the guy skiing on it. Then I'd go, all right, there's a grain of truth to what this woman's saying.
A lot of detail in that thing, Chris.
What's wrong with Depeche Mode?
And that's the part I wasn't getting in. I mean, there's a lot wrong with Depeche Mode. It's the worst mode. I like a la mode better. I like stealth mode. Depeche
like
as a
a la
mode,
mode.
not that great.
Just complete side note, because we're talking a little bit about music. I was at the Yonkers Comedy Club, and the manager was going off about there are no good new rappers, and I was able to be like, "You heard this Coast Contra freestyle?"
There's no good young rappers. There's a million good young rappers.
He liked storytelling. He was like, when Biggie wrote "Let me tell or I got a story to tell," like you were there, and I was just pointing out there are still people who do that, but I figured you of all people appreciate that.
Yeah, they're all telling stories. Like literally, it's more stories now than ever. But they're just not like slow for you. I like the person who's like, you know what I like? Remember that MC Barney Rubble when he was like, I'm the master rapper and I'm here to say I like Fruity Pebbles in a major way. Like, yeah, because it's easy for you to say with him. It's a great Donald Glover bit. But when he was always like, everybody always says old school rap was great. Old school rap was garbage. Some guy's like, I went to the hat store and I got myself a hat. It's like, who gives a fuck? It's like, there's nothing there. Who gives a shit about your hat?
It's like that fucking Flight of the Conchord song. There's a picture of New York. There's a picture of New York.
Do you have a story anymore? Or are you good?
I've got two good stories, Pat. Would you rather hear about nope, we're not talking about Simone.
By the way, while Bobby's reading that, please hit like and subscribe. We appreciate that. If you're on X, please find us over there, POS Mornings, and like us over there and follow us there. We appreciate you. We'd like to have some comments over there about the shows and stuff as well. That would help us build that up and share that we're there. So people know to follow us on there as well. Thanks.
You're welcome. Bet choice time. Do you want to hear?
Why'd you say you're welcome? I was thanking the people.
Oh well, you know.
Would you rather hear about a juror potentially being motivated to acquit somebody, or Tennessee fucking up?
Tennessee fucking up.
Parents sue Tennessee governor and school district claiming kids were punished after officials misinterpreted the state statute. Before I read this story, Pat, what do you think they misinterpreted? What do you think this was all about?
Their gender?
That would be a good guess, right? That's what I thought when I first saw this headline. No. Two families have filed a federal lawsuit against the Tennessee governor and the Williamson County School District, claiming their middle school kids were arrested, strip searched, placed in solitary confinement, and forced to undergo evaluations and placed on house arrest after Tennessee officials misinterpreted a statute and claimed that conversations between peers were, quote, threats of mass violence. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
No, I did not see that one coming at all.
So basically, the statute is that a reasonable person would conclude would lead to serious bodily injury. So they have a zero tolerance to this law. So if you send a text that they believe could lead to or imply serious body injury, you get in trouble. So following the interviews with school officials, here's what we found out. In August, in an August incident, a 14-year-old boy identified as BN. Any guesses on what that means?
Well, the end part.
He was accused by a fellow student of making threats about having a gun in his backpack, shooting up the school, and having a bomb at home. The boy said his only mention of guns was when he told his friends about a lunchtime conversation he had with another boy who described the firearms his grandfather owned. Following the interviews with school officials and police, BN was taken into custody for violating the Tennessee statute. He was placed on 24-hour solitary confinement and required to strip down and change into jail attire while an adult male guard was facing away. So that's the BN story. Where's the other one? The second incident occurred on August 22nd. According to the lawsuit, a 13-year-old student at Fairview Middle School, identified as HM, was deemed a threat of mass violence. The text, which was sent in a school email group chat, said, and I quote, Pat, you're going to want to hear this, on Thursdays, we kill all the Mexicans.
That's Thursdays.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
that's literally the argument.
No, I'm saying to you that's what most people do on Thursday. You're not aware of Kill Mexican Thursday? That's KM. Kill Mexicans.
According to court documents, the full transcript of the chat showed that other girls within the chat were teasing HM for looking Mexican because of her darker complexion. After one friend asked HM what she was doing on Thursday, HM responded in jest, on Thursday, we kill all the Mexicos, the lawsuit said. HM was arrested at school, brought to a Williamson County Juvenile Detention Center, forced to undergo a strip search, take a shower while a camera was trained on her, and placed in a cell where she was questioned by individuals who asked if she had ever had sex, an abortion, or suicidal thoughts. She was suspended from school to be evaluated for mental illness. She was offered a choice of voluntary or involuntary commitment to determine if she was competent to stand the trial, the lawsuit said. Pat, who is the piece of shit in this story? Is it Tennessee? At least in one of those two situations, there was no intent for actual damage to be done. But Columbine, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of changed the game, where now we have to take any threat of violence seriously because if something happens and you don't. Is it kids? Like, I get your kids are going to be kids. The minute you tell them not to do something, do it. But in this day and age, school shootings are taken very seriously. You probably lost a friend or two to one at this point. Like, it happens so often around here. So is it the kids? Is it the state of Tennessee because they were the volunteer state, but how about they volunteer to give their teachers some guns and prevent the mass shootings? Or is it the juvenile detention center that has a camera in the showers? We'll kick it to you first.
Well, I don't think it's any of those things. First of all, Tennessee's just doing what they got to do. Hey, you got to be worried. I know you said it's Columbine, but there's been a lot other ones since then. And also, it's not kids. You're like, oh, they might have lost friends to that. Listen, I was a kid, and a lot of the kids I knew lost friends to cancer. It's not like we didn't make fun of cancer still and call bald people chemotherapy patients. You got your kids, you know what I mean? You got to roll with the punches. It's not like that dead person's going to get mad. They're dead. Who gives a shit? It's funny to go, if you were a kid in a school shooting, I would think if you and I were in the times of school shootings, a week or two later, when some loser kid walked by, you'd be like, you're such a loser, they wouldn't even shoot you. You're like, oh no, they wouldn't even kill me. Like, I'm not even worth the bullets. It's like, nope, your body would reject them because you're too dumb to die. Like, oh man, like you'd be upset. It's none of that stuff. The piece of shit in the story are the people, and this might be kid, but not all the kids that you said. The people in the text chat and all that stuff who were doing my bits. Why are you stealing my material? Asking somebody why they look Mexican? That's what I do. On stage, I'm always like, how Mexican are you? What kind of Puerto Rican are you doing? You stealing my fucking material, you piece of shit, kids? That's my shit. And now you got better credits than me because you've got like a lineup of Tennessee shit. You're doing better than me. I don't have hashtag HM, hashtag BM. I don't have bowel movement. All that stuff, whatever you want to have there, you got. And you already have a theme night. By the way, if you guys need your Kill Mexican Thursdays to be somewhere, I talked to my friend over at the Idaho Saloon. He's got Thursdays open.
Here we fucking go.
Because Monday nights, if you don't know, it's Heterosexual Monday. You dress like a man, you get 15% off. Wednesdays, it's a heterosexual couples weekend. If you're a heterosexual couple and can prove it, I guess you have to fuck in front of them or something, you get 15% off. We read about that yesterday. And on Thursdays, it's Mexican Madness. And you're like, oh, is it tacos and burritos? It's like, well, if they have them, because we're going to kill the Mexicans and take their stuff. And on that wonderful note, hello, my nephew Mike. How are you?
Mike. Don't text about shooting at school. It doesn't end well. You get strip search and filmed in the shower.
By the way, if Mike doesn't know this yet, Mike, I talked to your cousins, my kids, and my daughter Ashlyn has said to me she's going to hit you up soon because when I record the album, she knows how much you love the show. By the way, Bobby, I didn't tell you this. When I saw Mike at his sister's communion in church, it's all quiet. He turns to me, he says, "Hey, Uncle Pat," and then goes, "How's Bobby doing?" Yeah, like right away in church. He's asking how you are. So Mike, Ashley, and Seamus said they'll grab you. You're coming to the recording too. They want to see you can meet you. I want a picture of Mike, who's like 6 feet tall and huge, and Seamus is 6'2", and you right in the middle. I want that. Real
I'm
fucking
cool with that. It'll be like that Shaq, The Rock, and Kevin Hart picture.
You can pretend like you could say, "Well, I'm 6 feet tall. These guys are the next NBA superstar." In the picture, it could be like the fucking best. Yeah, but Mike, I'll hit you up later with that. And by the way, congrats, Mike, graduating, doing a great job. We're gonna be having a party for you at the end of the year, and he's graduating this weekend. So fucking congrats, my friend. I don't know how you're doing it while watching us at school.
He's probably cheating. What do we need to do? What do you need help with?
I know graduation's on Saturday, dude, because I know I'm going to be there in the mornings. I understand that. But yeah, but congrats on your final exam. And Ansonia High School diploma is kind of like just having a Chuck E. Cheese coupon. It can do something for you, but not too much. But congratulations.
If you want to continue your firefighting pursuits, let me know. I got a guy who can hook you up. Congratulations.
Oh, he's in a firehouse already. And he's doing.
Oh, like professionally? I didn't know how it worked.
No, not professionally. He's still high school, so he can't do that. But, yeah.
But I'm saying, like, now
see, I'm just warning you. Mike is the guy that you say that you're gonna now get your DMs blown up by a guy going, where?
I'll talk to you after the show, and I'll give you the contact info to pass along. Sorry, everybody who's not Mike, we had our personal congratulations.
No, congrats. See, thank you, Chris.
Yeah, no.
We can be nice too sometimes.
Yeah, we can.
Hey, Mike, don't answer any DMs from these men.
Oh man. Do you want to do one more, Pat?
Did we finish that?
No, I don't know if we did. Who was your piece of shit?
Oh, it was the kids who stole my act.
That's fair. My piece of shit in that would probably be Tennessee. Like, you're the South.
The whole state?
Yeah. I don't know if you've been. Oh, I get it. The West is all urban. The East is all rock.
I went to the Country Music Hall of Fame when I was like 14.
Yeah, and then there's fucking gay old Opryland right in the middle.
Yeah, and then we saw we drove by that, and I think we drove by Graceland. I don't know, we did something with Elvis. I forget.
So Graceland's in Memphis. So here's how Tennessee works. At the very east, they think they're Appalachian Mountains, and then you get to the country in the middle, which is Nashville, and then you get to the blues in Memphis, and it's just not good.
You want to hire that guy?
Yep. The person I was going to hook him up with loves that kind of talk, so it would be perfect. But
Jesus Christ. It's always fun when your 17-year-old nephew is best friends with a 58-year-old racist.
Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what we were going for.
Oh, fuck. All right. So, okay. Up, give it over. Spirit Airlines flyer. Bobby, have you ever lost your luggage?
Yes.
And would you go through any lengths to get it? Or were you like, lost cause?
It depends on the luggage. The first time I think it was clothes. So it was just like, fuck it, I'll get new clothes. But if it was like, if I was flying with my equipment and shit, then yeah, I'd go to whatever lengths, including hijacking a plane.
Well, I don't know what hijacking a plane, but if somebody
Not in the United States.
If you found out maybe someone stole your luggage because you might have had like an Apple Watch or things that were linked up so you could get the pings going, would you track them down and find them, not knowing who they are?
Yes. I'm a big fan of vigilante justice. I think it's the best form of justice.
Well, I've got a story for you. Spirit Airlines flyer tracks down her stolen luggage to airport employees' Florida house where they're pinging Apple Watch. Spirit Airlines passenger managed to track down her stolen luggage after it vanished from when she arrived at the Florida airport, using one of the stolen items to aid her in the desperate search. Paola, wait, it's Paola, but that's still Paula, right?
Paola.
It's like Spanish Paula. Paola Garcia. Paola Garcia had been waiting for her small pink hard-shell luggage containing several Apple products like her personal MacBook and 2 Apple Watches at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport's carousel after returning home from the Sunshine State. The exact timing of her incident remains unclear, but Garcia's desperation to find her stolen property led her to the apparent culprit's house even before the local cops. Garcia told the outlet that she, by the way, knowing it's a Garcia right away, you're like, yeah, she's going to handle her own shit. She ain't going to the cops. She's like, fuck this. I'm going to get my shit.
We're lucky there's not a video of a Florida Spirit Airlines employee on her knees being like, lo siento, lo siento.
But by the way, the person that stole it is a guy, and this is a woman. So I like that it's the woman doing the fucking "I'm gonna kick your ass" thing.
I'm gonna kill you, yeah.
Garcia told the outlet she always carried on her luggage without issue, but this time Spirit Airlines employees made her check the bag before she departed. She panicked as she watched the others grab their bags from the carousel and her luggage didn't appear. In my mind, I'm thinking I need my computer because I go to the university. I need my computer no matter what. Garcia said she waited at least 2 hours before giving up hope that her luggage would arrive on the conveyor belt. Spirit Airlines employees told Garcia not to worry and that her luggage would be sent to her house, she told the outlet. By the way, I know I sent you a bunch of pictures today. The picture of the guy who stole it, it's one of my favorite faces I've ever seen, so I'll just send it to you really quickly. Where are we here? And then I'll continue the story. I apologize, but this is and yes, Husey, if you're there, it's exactly who you think it is. It's like, okay. Anyway, back to our tale. Get off here.
I think Terry.
The next day she
comment.
began receiving a ping from one of her Apple Watches, except it wasn't coming from the airport, but 15 minutes away at a Fort Lauderdale home. It was the home of Junior Bazil, who worked in the retail store Paradise Shops at the Fort Lauderdale International Airport, according to an arrest affidavit. Determined to get her belongings back, she went to the home, found her suitcase and her things, and immediately called 911. When police arrived, Garcia said the first thing they did was ask why she was at the home. Police told me was like, why are you doing here? What are you doing here? This is so dangerous for you to be here. The Broward Sheriff's Office told that Bazil, 29, was an airport employee and was working the day Garcia's things went missing. Unfortunately, by the time police arrived, the alleged airport thief had already gotten rid of her belongings. An investigation was launched, and police found pictures of Bazil rummaging through Garcia's suitcase in the back of the store where he worked at the airport. Bazil was arrested and charged with grand theft, a felony offense in Florida, if the valuables taken are worth more than $750. That's like 5 times it's worth a child who was missing in 1985, just so you know. In that our math of $5,000 earlier. If found guilty of grand theft, the accused could face up to 5 to 30 years in prison and fines ranging from $5,000 to $10,000, depending on the. Imagine doing 30 years in prison because you stole luggage. That'd be insane.
That's nuts.
But Garcia worries Brazil might be part of a bigger operation of thieves, according to the outlet. I think she has conspiracies. It's like, personally, I don't think it's a one person working in the airport. I think it's a group, she said. One person can't just do all that. Take bags? Yeah, they can take bags. Yeah, Bobby, this is, you want the best surprise face? Like, it's like, who, me? I didn't do it? Why are you going to come to my house, Spanish woman, and sit there and tell me I took your things? I also have pink luggage. I also like Lady Apple watches. Don't tell me I'm old fashioned. I can do what I want. That's a fun face. It looks kind of like a mugshot, but it's like he didn't realize they were going to take a mugshot. Oh! I don't know if you've ever seen it, Bobby, but like when The Undertaker got beat by Brock Lesnar, there's a viral picture of a black guy in the audience who's like, oh, he's so surprised that it fucking happened. And like, it's that guy.
This looks like
Sherrod Small.
This looks like they got the officer's body cam footage of when they opened the door and were like, you did this. He's like, me? Apple Watch?
Apple Watch? I don't watch apples. Apple watch me.
Adam's apple. That's the only apple you've ever eaten.
I only have a clock around my neck. I don't wear a watch.
See how easy that was to get out without stumbling all over your words, Tony Hinchcliffe?
Well, you got cock in your mouth. It's tough. Here's the last one. After it was confirmed that Garcia's luggage was stolen, Spirit Airlines released a statement saying it reimbursed her as a courtesy. We reissued a reimbursement check to the guests as a courtesy, even though we are not currently aware of any evidence that any Spirit employees were involved. The airline told the outlet. We take any allegation of this nature seriously, and we are investigating. Hey, everybody who flies Spirit Airlines, if you're missing luggage, this sounds like they'll just pay you to not tell everybody. Just tell them you're missing. You're not sure who stole it, and you might get your airline ticket back. Might be a good scam in the poll. All I'm saying. This is not the first time a Florida airport employee's been caught red-handed stealing from travelers, and then they're going to get into another story, which nobody gives a fuck about. Who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it the woman for taking matters into her own hands? She called the police. She could have had them just handle it. That could have been dangerous. I mean, she is lucky that guy wasn't there. She's lucky that the guy didn't have a gun. Bad things could have happened. She could have gone missing for 40 years. Nobody would have known. He might have had a van with a skier on it. You don't know what could happen there. Is it the guy who stole the luggage and then literally went into the back office of where he works and rummaged through it, not realizing there's cameras at an airport and even at the stores that are there? Of course they're going to see you with it. Is it also the guy for not deactivating all the fucking Apple Watches and everything else before he brought it home? Is it the police who were like, hey, lady, what are you doing here? This is dangerous. It's like, well, why did I beat you guys here?
Why am I doing
why
your
was
job?
I better than you guys at detective work when it was literally this simple? You're like, we don't know. We got to investigate. No, we don't. I have a tinging thing. It's literally telling me where it is. We can go get it now. Is it Spirit Airlines? We're like, listen, we don't think it was any of our people, but we'll give you money. All huge businesses don't just give out money. That's them yelling. We're pretty sure that maybe this lady's right. Maybe it is a group thing. Maybe someone tips him off. Hey, we would. Because if you think about it, this guy, how would he know there was valuable things in this? It could have just been clothes or hair dryers or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
TSA, someone there would know what's in there. She said before, usually she has the same size bag, and they always let her carry it on. This day, they told her, nope, you can't. We're taking it. So then all her valuable things aren't there with her anymore. She's like, all right, whatever, I guess I have to. And then someone steals that bag. And no one else was standing there saying they're missing their bag. Someone knew there was a bunch of Apple products in that fucking bag, and this guy can go through it and take it.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think because of that, I don't think Spirit Airlines is involved, but obviously they might have got tipped off that, hey, someone must have said something, so let's cover our own ass. Because if we start asking more questions, it's going to lead back to TSA or security or somebody at the front or whatever. So who's the piece of shit in the story?
Well, I don't think it's our young Jessica Hones for going out and solving this crime on our own. I like vigilante justice, as does everybody. It's Spirit Airlines, 100%. Not just because they're a shitty airline. My boy Jason loads airplanes. Like, that's what he used to do for a living. Dude, there's a real science to it. Like, if you load the airplane wrong, you kill somebody. So they knew the exact bag. They knew what was in there. They knew the weight of it. How did it go from her being at the gate, handing it to somebody and getting checked to fly, and then the bag disappears? You know what I mean? Like, somebody from Spirit is absolutely involved. Not only is there missing weight from what was supposed to be there, there's also the fact that it went from being in their possession at the gate to now in this employee's hands. So honestly, I think she's onto something here. The only counter evidence I would say to it being like a real crime ring is the fact that they didn't instantly wipe all the Apple products. You would think if you had a business whose job was stealing Apple products, the Find My Apple product feature would be the first you got rid of. So for me, the piece of shit Spirit Airlines, the cover-up is worse than the crime. Did we learn nothing from Watergate and Epstein's Island?
I don't think we did learn it. To be honest, I don't think we did learn anything from those things.
We did. We learned that the cover-up is how you get caught, not the crime.
Look, we all know about it. I mean, it's kind of covered up, but we all do know about it.
But we know about it through the cover-up, is my point. Like,
kind of. I think the cover-up was bad. I think you're right. They tried, but the cover-up is so bad that we all joke about the same thing. Like, Hillary Clinton's never been tried for killing people, but we all know she kills people like all the time. It's not really a cover-up. It's just in ignorance.
The point I want to the cover up is way worse than any of the crimes committed. Was the joke I was trying to make there?
Right, I know, but it's not worse than Hillary Clinton saying a guy, who's hanging himself with a knife in his back, committed suicide.
Yeah. That's not nearly as bad. It's all the kids they fucked on that island was the joke right there. So I blame Spirit. Do you think they flew Spirit to Epstein's Island ever?
Yeah.
This what? How'd you get the name? It's the spirit of the kid. Never mind.
It's like, yeah, it's all fly. We don't need gas. We fly on the souls of the children we banged and killed. It's like, oh, that's
Bang
nice.
today, yeah.
The piece of shit in the story to me is the woman. Not because she wouldn't chase them down and did the detective work. That's all great. Lady, you're Latino. You know what I mean? All you did was go there and complain to the cops. I know fiery Latino women. This should be a story about accused thief, recovering in hospital from 85 knife wounds, and a lady made out of her own MacBook when she found it stabbing this guy. Like, the fact that she was like just upset about the MacBook and not going after this man for stealing her shit and going, a Latina woman and her personal property, her underwear, shit like that, and a man's going through that shit. I don't know who raised you, lady, but they didn't raise you right. You should be in jail right now. You should be doing time forever. You should be the one that went off. This should be a story we're going to be watching on HBO and not worried about the dancing people. This should be the documentary. Lady who took justice in her own hands. If you steal my stuff, I steal your soul. Now that's the Spirit Airline. That's what should happen there.
No, I agree with you, and I think what the police, like, this dude's lucky the police showed up when they did, because they were like, this is dangerous for you, and she was like, no, I'm the one who knocks. I am the danger. I am a fiery Latina woman who's been scorned.
So I think we did a fun show today. We will not see you guys tomorrow morning, but if you are on the Patreon, we do want you to jump over there for Thursday Thoughts. We'll be doing that sometime in the afternoon. That's the show where we take one of our stories from the week and we go a deep dive into it. We'll be back on Friday. Like I said, starting this week, 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, on all these platforms here. Tomorrow will be the last day that we'll be on every platform the whole time. Starting on Monday, we will take the second hour and just be over to the YouTube channel. Thank you, Terry Nee, our ace reporter, for helping us out again with the always with the scoops and helping out a story. We appreciate you. Today's Husey Award, unfortunately for the second day in a row, goes to Husey. Husey, by saying, "What is a black guy?" and I hadn't have a chance to throw it up there when we were talking about, he asked if the girl missing was white, and then said, "What is a black guy?" Husey, you are the winner 2 days in a row of the Husey Award for best comment that could be quite offensive to certain people of the day. So thank you, Husey, for that. All you out there, challenge yourselves. You know what I mean? Did we not reach the goal? The goal, if the goal was to get one of us arrested for having a threesome with a lawyer, then no, we didn't reach the goal today. I guess we didn't do that there. No goal today, but thank you very much. I don't know what our goal is. Maybe our goal is just
to be monetized.
Actual views on YouTube. That'd be a good goal.
I think that's what he was asking about. Did we get monetized yet?
Oh no, we need hours and hours of views. Yeah. And these don't count because you guys all watch it from Twitter or Facebook. We need you watching it on here. And I don't think it counts live. I don't know how the math works, but it's weird because we get people watch. But wait, we've got 84 eyes on us right now, but most of them are coming from X.
Yeah. I will say, anybody commenting, though, it looks like it's coming from YouTube. So thank you guys.
No, and thank you guys very much. We're trying to get there. But the V, hey, Chris, man, 2 days in a row. Awesome, brother. Thank you so much. Sometime, if you don't mind, buddy, sometime I'll be reaching out, and I'd love to have you on. If you got time in the morning for a little bit, we'd love to have you on, my friend. Terry, V, Kish, all our friends. Dominic, dude, was fucking blowing on Twitter, sharing everything, letting people know about it. Terry, everybody to jump in there. Stormy and our whole group, all the Hurricane sisters. We thank you guys so much. My nephew Mike, as always, we love you. Everyone that jumped in today, we'll see you guys on Friday. Unless you're on, if you go check over the Patreon, we'll be live probably around 2:00. We'll let you know in the Patreon later on today or tomorrow exactly what time we're going to go on for Thursday Thoughts. But if not, we'll see you on Friday. And by the way, if you want to now go over to, if you're in Connecticut, want to buy those tickets, go to comedycraftbeer.com, 28th and 29th, and get on over there, and you can buy your tickets to see us in Wethersfield. And also put in your calendars the album recording at Mohegan Sun, me and Bobby there on August 8th through 10th, 4 shows. We want to see you there. Come out for the album. We're excited about that.
Gonna be a blast. I just wanted to say a special shout out to Blaze as well. He messaged me and said,
I'm sorry, Blaze was
he's at work. No, but he can't always work. But it's the minute he finds more income, he'll be on the Patreon. So I love that guy. And Pat, did we talk about Buster Douglas's dad, where he said, "Let them motherfuckers fly"?
As you
I
take
think
on
you say
your
that every
day,
day.
yeah, as you take on your day, let them motherfuckers fly and see what happens.
But if they fly Spirit Airlines, watch the fuck out because some guy with googly eyes goes